up, Woodward. We are starting off your day with a brand new crew. Meet Broder.
I can't control my arms sometimes. My limbs are just kind of flying.
Detroit Kool-Aid.
Fired up.
Y'all got Kool-Aid.
I'm fired up. But with the Wake Up Woodward crew, he's actually a part of the family.
Flannel Sam.
Ask me about my wiener. Okay.
Along with JB and KG. Wake Up Woodward gets you all of your Detroit sports talk. Every morning, 8 to 10 a.m. Live on Woodward Sports. A show for Detroit, by Detroit, with people from Detroit. Tell Siri to set an alarm, because it's time to Wake Up Woodward.
Let's go! Come on now, I won't allow anything less than fired up, man. Let's go, Detroit Tigers, man. Let's go. Woo! Thank you guys for choosing to kick off your day with Wake Up Woodward. Hi, it's your boy Brandon Day, aka Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential business reporter and writer for the network. This is the vet of the squad right here, the vet of the entire network, Flannel Sam. I see your face over there. You are absolutely just beaming this morning. Let's go, Tigers.
Man, what a game.
Woo!
I'm running out of words to describe what I'm watching, but just taking the first two from the Tampa Bay Rays, basically making what other teams do irrelevant at this point. It looks like the Tigers, their magic number right now is 3. Who would have thought this just even maybe 3 weeks or a month ago? It's just unbelievable what we're watching, and I think we should all just enjoy it.
It's crazy because AJ Hinch, he's not playing any games, man. He's not here to be cute. It's like the Renters do, and he's like, Tigers, man, y'all gotta pay up. Everything he's doing is paying dividends. In the past, I feel like these young players coming up will be just for us to get a look at the future. He brought Jackson Jobe up here like, no, I'm pulling like these magical strings in the bullpen and you will do your job. This is not about being cute right now. And I love it because everybody's bought in. Everybody, man. Yep. This brotherhood type aspect. And it reminds me of what we got going on here in the WUW Crew. Shout out to you, chat family. As always, you guys are the most important part of this thing. Go ahead and smash that like button like the Detroit Tigers are getting wins. Shout out to our credentialed Tigers reporter and writer for the network. He is decked out oh so beautifully. That is Matthew Broder. What up, though?
What up, though? I decided to rock the 1984 uniform to signify the 84th win of the season.
Ooh.
I can't believe I undershot. I can't believe I undershot in the prediction game. I said 84 at the beginning of the season.
Nice.
They're going to make me look bad. And I'm totally here for it. I'm so here for it.
Wait a minute, you said 84? You didn't believe in the team.
That's
Someone in the chat probably in a couple seconds.
That's what I was told.
Sorry, guys.
I don't like that tone.
Shout out to that dude, Justin. Intern Chase. Hey, in the sound booth, we got Detroit's #1 draft pick. That is KG, a.k.a. Black Hollywood.
Hey, you know it, man. I, too, said 84 wins, but I thought that would be enough for the AL Central. But, I mean, just looking at where we are now, man, it's absolutely amazing. Can't wait for the watch party later on today, man. It's going to be fun.
Oh, man, thank you for reminding. Watch party, what time? We going to start at 1, right?
Yep.
Hey, y'all better tap in. The last one was epic. This one is going to be just as epic. In the TD booth, it is Woodward Sports MVP, JB Smooth.
Hey, what's going on? Shout out to the Tigers. Hey, shout out to you too, Kool-Aid, for going downtown, celebrating Cade Cunningham's birthday with Big Sean as well too.
It was dope.
Also, shout out to my girl Caitlin Clark. Her rookie season is now officially over with as the Fever got eliminated last night. But she was on her LeBron James shit last night, kicking out fans.
She's a hooper. She's a hooper. The end of the season, and the one thing I know, one of our Kumbaya points, which we probably already did at the beginning of the season, she is an absolute hooper. And now that the season's concluded, it's like she's proven herself. She's put it on wax. The same thing we wanted out of LeBron James. And in the women's game, she's on a heck of a trajectory.
The WNBA future is very bright.
Yep. But this thing is all about the Tigers right now. Matthew Broder, you want to tell the people what we are discussing today?
I would. We're starting off with the Tigers. First couple segments here. We're going to talk about last night, talk about this stretch coming up, what they need to do to clinch. Then we're going to get into the Lions, start the preview for the Seattle Seahawks game on Monday Night Football. We're talking defensive line, just some high-level keys to victory. And we got a little buy or sell, little peeks and cheeks around the NFL squeezed in there too. And we're going to finish off. I want to see, you had some great interviews with some some Detroit celebrities at the CADE Cunningham birthday celebration. The reveal. I'm excited to hear what you have to say about that and talk some Pistons there at the end.
That's pretty awesome.
But we kind of got to talk about the Tigers.
Kind of.
Tigers.
Something historic is happening.
Hey, I saw the legend, Dr. Darius, WJLB, 25 years, the voice of Detroit, down at the event as well. And you remember when he was here on the show, he said that the Lions, they earned that Detroit grit. With the Pistons moving down here, they got to earn that grit as well. But I believe that, no, not I believe. I know that the Detroit Tigers have earned that Detroit grit. Flannel Sam, they defeat the Rays 7-1. They move to 84-74.
Oh,
this is wild, man. Pun intended.
It's a beautiful thing. And speaking of grit, how about that pitching staff and how about that bullpen? Once again,
ridiculous.
And this is where I've got to give credit to AJ Hinch for managing. Hey, yes. AJ Ham, who I always believed in, by the way. Don't worry about those things like, video evidence or anything like that.
You were just pushing him to be this level of monster that we see right now. That's all.
I wish that I could let you do that, but
right.
I digress.
He was always pulling the strings, man. You may not have liked it, but he was always doing it.
Fair enough. Anywho, so I thought AJ Hinch managed the game very well yesterday with taking out Cater Montero when he did, because Cater Montero, credit to him for getting out of a couple jams in the first, second inning, but he allowed a run in the third, a home run. He clearly didn't have it, and guess who comes in? You've got Gunther, you've got Hannafy, you've got Holton, you've got Vest, and then you've got Jackson Joe, more on later, all of them 0.0 runs allowed in that game, which has been pretty commonplace with them with this bullpen lately. It's absolutely unbelievable. Shout out to AJ Hinch. Shout out to Chris Fetter. So many of these guys making vast improvements from what they did in AAA to what they're now doing in the bigs with the Tigers. And shout out to the players who have to execute the pitches as well.
Yeah.
If there's a lot of themes when it comes to the Detroit Tigers and their run that they're on, but one of them obviously has to be the bullpen, especially with their starting pitching situation. And last night did not disappoint. The bullpen showed up and showed out again.
Man, hey, the Shaquille Oatmeal says, brother, I'm going to need a rebuttal to Neil's heated take on Bunting. Hey, stay tuned.
Later.
Stay tuned.
It's coming.
Hey, you know what? Shout out to Jeremiah Bear as well. I was hoping for a 500 team this year. This is amazing. And, brother, you told us it would be up, it would be down, but by the end of the season, it could look like this.
And we're here.
And
we're here. And we're 3 games from being playoff bound. It's so special.
It's so crazy.
It's so special. And Sam just talked about Sam, I don't know. When was the last time I called you Sam?
It's been a while.
Flannel Sam just talked about the bullpen. So I'll talk about the bats. Parker Meadows starting that game with a leadoff rope, a home run in the bottom of the first. Talk about setting the tone for that game. Literally, was it the second pitch? I think the second pitch of the game. That's how you do it. And that's against a pitcher in Littell that was scoreless in his last 18 innings pitch. Like, he's been, over his last 2-3 starts, one of the better pitchers in MLB. He's just been lights out. Parker Meadows says, I don't care. I'm going to knock that one out. And the bats followed him. They had, let me make sure I got this note right, 8 balls put into play over 100-mile-per-hour exit velocity in the first 3 innings. That was a Tigers record. They came out swinging. They were aggressive early in the count, and they put the pressure on the Tampa Bay Rays early, and they ended up winning 7-1. It was really fun to watch that game. The bats, the offense, it was special. Bullpen, bats, whatever you want to talk about. It was a perfect game.
And it gets heightened with the backdrop of the city, Detroit, in Comerica Park, with those fans going crazy. Seeing the videos of Spinney and Brady and others at the network sent in that were at the game, D-Mac and such, it was like, yo, Comerica is packed. And it is so beautiful when it is packed. Playoff baseball is going to be crazy. There's going to be people lined up all along Comerica Park looking in, all inside, anywhere they can stand. Like, if they can get a playoff game here, man, it's going to be one of the most epic things. But we did get a little taste of what October in the D could be like, because you had those Red Wings. Shout out to them. They just started preseason. Not going to spend too much time on their preseason win, but at least they did start off 4-2. And it's awesome to just kind of be like, all right, Tigers on. Oh, Red Wings are on. Oh, Lions are on the way. And Pistons, get it together.
Yes, and in these pseudo playoff games, which that's what it's been basically the last couple of weeks or so. It's been pseudo playoffs games for the Tigers. It's good to see these young guys showing out and showing up. I mean, Parker Meadows leadoff home run. Are you kidding me?
Nuts.
When you're the Detroit Tigers and you're playing as well as you are right now, if you can get a leadoff home run on the board 2 pitches into the game, I hate to say it, but as a Tigers fan, I'm almost like, all right, we're going to win the game because of how the Tigers have been playing lately. And furthermore, how about Riley Green? You saw him get a double that was hit to the base of the wall. That was almost a home run himself. And then Wenzel Perez drove him in, which actually turned out to be the game-winning run because the Tigers only let up 1. So great way to start that game, demoralize the Rays right away, and give the entire team the confidence that they're going to be able to hold that lead. And not only did they hold that lead, they got themselves some insurance as well.
We got to give some props to Torque and Dylan Dingler as well. Two
Dingler
people.
bang.
Yeah. No. Here you go with that.
Stop it.
No Dingler bangs over here, man. But we got to give a shout out to them because 2 players that have struggled offensively, been up and down most of the year. Dingler since he's been up, and Torque most of the year. They came through in a big spot in a big way, man. So shout out to them as well. And just like you said, man, the relief pitching was absolutely amazing. Even Montero, even though it wasn't perfect, he gave up a home run, a couple walks. He battled out there, you know, and then Gunther comes in, lights out, man, and then the train started rolling from there. You get Tyler Holden in there. He had a great outing. And, of course, Jackson Jobe, who we've all been waiting to see, and I think his future is very, very bright. That fastball is as advertised, and, man, he got some stuff, man. I can't wait till we get a full sample size of what he can do, but just a great win by the Tigers last night.
Great win. It's just this confidence that just exudes from everybody. Not just the vets, and not just the managers, but even these young players. Seeing Jackson Jobe getting warmed up, doing a strut out to the mound, being out there, not looking rattled one bit, and really just kind of taking care of business to close out that game. This is electric. I don't even know what we're seeing right now because the last time we were really, really good, it was because of players who were well established, players who were already throwing no-hitters, players who had already had so many different accolades. This Mod Podge, I don't even really know what we're seeing. That's why my question continues to be, what magic is AJ Hinch like dealing with right now? Like what he's doing with this bullpen and with the pitching staff in general is crazy, which in my opinion, if they get in, gives them such a good chance to make some noise in the playoffs.
Sure. Yes, and AJ Hinch, he's going to, I don't know if I want to call it right now because there is a guy in Cleveland who I think is very deserving as well, and because the Guardians are going to win the division, I think he might eventually get it. But AJ Hinch certainly deserves Manager of the Year. I'm not going to get out my pitchforks if he doesn't win it, but he has certainly had that caliber of a season, and what he's done, especially since they've had to resort to so many bullpen days, has been nothing short of amazing.
Do you think he's more deserving than Dan Campbell was this past season?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I do.
First world problems. Our coaches.
Right. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. That's why I had to stop for a second because, like, man, we really got some coaches
No,
here.
but AJ has done more with a lot less than what Dan Campbell has had at his disposal. So
this is so crazy, dog. Like, we get to really talk about this, man. I'm hoping that somehow the stars align in the month of October and we get like each one of our sports teams somehow playing a game, man. That would be epic. That would be epic. But JB Smooth.
What's up?
How's the energy with you, man? These Tigers, get the people fired up, man. This is crazy right now what we're seeing.
This is definitely unique because I remember a while ago we were all just talking about, hey, the season doesn't look so great and it's all downhill from here. But now I think these young guys have put some new life into this Tiger squad. So I'm happy with it. I know I'll be tapped into the watch party with you guys later on today. Yesterday, I couldn't watch the game, but I saw it and I seen Spinny's video as well, too. My God, they were on one last night, and this is an exciting time for the city right now. Like, this is odd to, like, finally be back into the mix once again to have all this championship run. So, dude, it's just different. It's weird. Like, I don't know. I feel like Talladega Nights. I don't know what to do with my hands right now. Like,
Cade Cunningham is jealous, bro. He talked about it yesterday. He said, man, it used to just be, man, we see what the Lions is doing. And now he's like, we see what the Lions is doing. We see what the Tigers are doing. We see how the city's responding. And when he said, Man, I want that too. You can see it in his face. I'm like, dog, man, go out there and get it done. But just real quick before we get into the next segment, just to honor your godson real quick, the real K. Collins. Did y'all see that diving catch by Green?
Yeah.
Dude is on his way to being a superstar.
I
For
mean,
real.
an all-star season is the first step into getting where, you know, the Tigers fans want him to go and where his potential, I think, will lead him to. And Riley Green, I think this year he's answered a lot of questions. He's answered a lot of questions with regards to can he stay healthy. I know he had one stint on the IL, but he's on pace to play 137 games of all-star level baseball. We would have taken that at the beginning of the year, and we're getting that right now. He's got an 836 OPS, a deserving all-star, again, suck it, Terry Foster. And I love what I've seen. Before we go to break, though, I got to break this kumbaya really quick.
Uh-oh.
If you want to dunk on me for what I said about AJ Hinch, you can. I 100% deserve that because AJ Hinch has proven something. But Just a Fan is having himself a rough week. And KG, you started this, but...
Did I?
Here's what, let me explain.
What I do?
Because this MFer Just a Fan, Dylan Dingler, I was told Tigers should get rid of this bum. Stop victory lapping Dylan Dingler right now.
Yeah, let's not do that.
You can't do it. Has he had a couple of big hits in some big games? Absolutely. His OPS is 487. 487 is lower than Javi Baez's was. So stop victory lapping over Dylan Dingler. Stop
I really
using...
think Max Clark has been the only one to really believe.
Well, here's the thing, though. Stop using a Tigers run to victory lap Dylan Dingler.
Yeah.
That's so disingenuous, I can't even begin to explain. But Just a Fan, you've been doing that all week. You're worse than Brandon Katz right now. I'm happy that you're here. Thank you. And sometimes you're good. But, man, dude, victory lap at Dylan Dingler, this ain't it. I'm not saying that he hasn't been valuable for what he's done behind the plate, but as a hitter, 487 OPS. Just appreciate the freaking games, man.
Right.
Like I said, dunk on me over AJ Hinch. I will take it. I will take the nuts in my face dunk because I deserve it.
Jesus,
but Dylan
okay.
freaking Dingler, stop it! Jesus Christ!
Sam, don't take no nuts to the
That
face.
was
Don't
you
do
said that
that.
was
At
Just
no
a Fan?
point.
You
Yeah,
said?
don't do
Just a Fan.
I had his comment
Bomb!
queued up. I was gonna read right before that where he said these young Tigers believe. Let's get to the next segment. Shout out to the bat.
Sorry about
He
that.
got that big bat energy today.
No,
Final
but
Sam.
KG, you deserve to highlight him for how he played yesterday.
Yeah, that's all I was trying to do.
So I was just kind of being like tongue in cheek that you started it, but shout out.
It ain't my fault.
All right, but anywho,
Hey, we just got singing flannel.
A little bit. Ooh, a little bit. He think he's slick.
I
He
know
not.
we're doing to start off the second segment.
no, and for the record, Just a Fan, I'm not saying that you were dunking on me because he said who mentioned your name. It's just no Dylan Dingler victory laps right
Yeah.
now. We hope that he shows up in the playoffs. We're thankful for what he's done over the past few games or so, but his OPS is still 487. Do you know whose OPS would probably be over 1,000 if they measured that in terms of gym quality? Odd transition, but who cares? Planet Fitness. It's fitness that fits your budget. No matter where you are, there's a Planet Fitness close by. There are more than 50 in Metro Detroit and thousands more throughout the world. At Planet Fitness, you'll experience a squeaky clean gym that has tons of equipment, friendly, knowledgeable staff, and a totally judgment-free atmosphere. Did you know that all Planet Fitness memberships include fitness training for no extra cost? Want all the perks? Upgrade to the PF Black Card and enjoy use of amenities such as a limited use of the Black Card Spa featuring hydro massage, massage chairs, and total body enhancement, and more, along with access to over 2,500 locations worldwide and unlimited guest privileges. For more information or to join today, visit your local Planet Fitness or planetfitness.com.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How?
Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
Love Woodward Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Woodward golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test, that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network. A network for the city by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Dealing with divorce, child custody, visitation, or other family law issues, Kevin and Catherine at KDK Law in Birmingham will have your back. With 10-plus years of experience and 24/7 availability, scan the QR code on the screen or call 248-971-0476. Say Woodward Sports sent you and KDK will pay your filing fee. KDK Law, they've got your back.
And if you get the pet after KDK Law handles things for you, I can tell you where you can go to get that pet the best. It is Premier Pet Supplies, hands down Michigan's best pet store. It's saving prices and all the conveniences of the online and the big box retailers with one major difference. They've been family and locally owned for over 30-plus years, and they carry over 60 brands of food, and they got nutrition experts to help you. Also got same-day local curbside and home delivery. Premier Pet Supply, give your pet the best. Also visit them online, www.premierpetsupply.com. What up, dope people? And we are back. Man, like that Parker Meadows home run last night, man.
Man, what? Woo! He's becoming a monster, man.
Absolutely.
His defense was already great, but the way he's hitting at the plate right now, man, I can't wait for next year, man.
It was just something sensual about. You know what, man? Go ahead and just satisfy that like button right now. You already know you got to hit that like button, treat it right. You got to treat it nice.
Hold on, what?
Hey,
man. I know the Tigers may got us a little hot. I know the Tigers may have us a little bothered. Maybe a little hot and bothered. But just go ahead and pick up that phone and hit that like button for us. We appreciate it.
Let's go. Did KG just blow a kiss at the camera?
I think he did.
What?
Yeah.
No, that did not happen. No, wait, what?
Hey.
Y'all tripping, bro. What?
I see intern Chase in the building right now is doing this. That means clip. And brother, I see some regulars in the chat as well. Let's get these likes up. Chat family, we just want to honor you guys real quick, man. Some of the regulars in there?
Yeah, I see LFG putting a comment in there. Hashtag bunting is winning. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. We got Tammy Chin. Go Red Wings. We got Dirty Dr. D, Mike G, Shad216, Steve O Baby. You talked about Jeremiah Bayer earlier. Crazy Clown, 14 Grit. Chris S. We got a crew in the chat, and it continues to grow. Again, everyone, thank you so much for supporting us, for joining us during this time. Like, what a time to be a Detroit sports fan. This is such an honor to be able to do this. Let's go.
Let's go. And
Todd Sane, bada bing, bada boom. Sorry.
No, I was telling you keep it rolling.
Yeah.
The energy was epic.
Yeah,
that's what I was like, man. Keep it rolling.
It's like America.
Steve O Baby, he said Kool-Aid. It's like Bo Dallas said. All you have to do is believe. The Tigers' magic number. So their magic number now is officially at number 3, correct?
Yes.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Detroit Tigers, man. When do you think they get this thing done? Because you've been calling this. There was a time when I thought, you know what, they can get it done. And you said, you know, if they win this game, they're making applause for sure.
Yeah, that was the game in which they finished off the sweep of the Royals. I think that they finish it off Friday.
The earliest they can clinch is Friday. So
I really do.
And you think they're just going to handle business by Friday?
Well, yeah, and honestly, the beauty of having your magic number be at 3 is that if the Tigers just win 3 out of their last 4, they're in no matter what. Even if the Minnesota Twins just decide to all of a sudden go on a hot streak. I think they finish it off on Friday because I think the Twins, regardless of what they did last night, which they did technically save their season, they're in free fall. Actually, now that I think of it, can they clinch on Friday? because I don't think the Twins play. Like I
think
they
that's the
day.
earliest they can clinch.
They can clinch on Friday.
Yeah.
Well, they'll clinch the earliest that they can clinch because they're finishing the sweep and then they're winning game 1 of the White Sox series.
Man, I'm just sitting here now looking at this thing. It's I gotta ask you about Torque.
Yeah.
Because this is a guy who I believe is an absolute X factor and a wild card for the Detroit Tigers. If they get into the playoffs, we still have to use that word because they haven't clinched. If they get into the playoffs, but Torque. Was that like one of the biggest hits of his career last night? The moment,
right? Big Torque bomb.
You know,
epic.
You know what's funny?
Shout out to Benetti's call.
That Torque absolutely obliterated a hanger, which is something that you need to do if you're going to be one of at least somebody who is competent on a major league starting lineup. And that's the thing about, I see when he hit that home run why people were so seduced by him last year, because when he gets a hold of one, when he pulls one to left field, it is an absolute thing of beauty. It was a torque bomb, like literally a torque bomb. But you can also say that the one that he hit at Baltimore in Game 3 of the series to begin the scoring of that game, that was pretty big as well. And Spencer Torkelson, man, he's got an opportunity to solidify his place with the future of this Tigers team. I think it's still up in the air. I think he still has some stretches where he just doesn't have the best approach at the plate. But today's not the day to talk about that. Today's the day to talk about when he absolutely pulverized a mistake, and the fact that despite everything you might want to say about Torque and how sometimes he just doesn't look comfortable, ever since he's been brought up, 781 OPS. That's better than his OPS was for the whole season last year, where he hit 30 home runs. So, Matthew Broder, how are you feeling about Spencer Torkelson right now?
Grand scheme of things, I'm still
yes.
I still need to see more. But last night, let's talk about last night. It was one of my favorite games watching him at the dish all season. Whether that homer was the biggest of his career or just a huge moment, I think it's probably more in the huge moment category of his career, and more to come, hopefully. But what I loved, he's coming up for that third at-bat. It's in the bottom of the 6th inning, the one where he hits his 2-run homer. And at the time, he had 2 strikeouts on the game. You look at the box score, you look at what it says on TV, 2 strikeouts. See, okay, old Torque, right? No, those first 2 strikeouts, his first at-bat was a 10-pitch at-bat that he ended up striking out on. The second one was a 7-pitch at-bat. So he saw 17 pitches from Zach Littell, their starting pitcher, before he comes up and then sees 8 more pitches on his home run. He battled. He had a good feel for the strike zone. He wasn't swinging through fastballs right down the middle. He made adjustments. Although the result of the first 2 at-bats were strikeouts, the adjustments he was making set himself up for the homer, and that home run was huge. 3-1 at the time, moves it to 5-1, and then comes back up later after seeing all these pitches. So we got 17 plus 8, 25 pitches. Swings at a first pitch slider for a 2-run double to really put the game out of reach, allow the team to bring in Jackson Jobe. I loved watching Torkelson at the dish last night. I haven't said that many times this season.
Well, and that's 100% fair, and you nailed it. There is nothing sexier to me than watching players, work counts.
Yes.
You already know how I feel about Moneyball and everything, but that does allow you to, and I get it, it's a different pitcher and everything, but it allows you to kind of get a good eye of what's coming to you. And like I said, not a perfect comparison because it was off of a relief pitcher,
right.
But when you've got those experiences, when you've seen a lot of pitches throughout the day, when you get a mistake, you're more likely to pulverize it instead of pop it into the air, which he's done more often than we would like throughout his Tigers career. But shout out to Spencer Torkelson, because one of the greatest ways in which he can win the fan base back over again, in which he can win a spot on the core of this team, is by showing up in big moments. And he did. He did yesterday, and he did in Game 3 of the Baltimore series. 2 games that you absolutely have to have, and Torque showed up. So props to you, Spencer Torkelson.
And being a right-handed bat only in a left-handed dominated lineup, he and Vierling, the opposing teams, and AJ Hinch talked about this after the game, they're bringing in their bullpen pitchers. They're trying to attack Torkelson and Vierling, making sure that they can get those guys out with righties. Spencer Torkelson took advantage of that last night and decided to hit one out.
Yeah, and whatever they've done to help their plate discipline, where we've seen these improvements, not just in the batting average, but on base percentage as well, it's allowed A.J. Hinch and his team to take better use of their speed and their aggressiveness on the base paths. That's something I've absolutely loved to see during this run, is how aggressive they are when they get on base. something that AJ Hinch didn't really have the benefit of using when they weren't hitting the ball and when they were swinging at everything and they weren't getting walks. As this team has gotten on base, it's allowed them to be able to attack home plate. It's allowed them to put pressure on pitchers who have to always think like, hey, what is this Tigers team going to be doing behind me?
Well, it's funny, too, because you mentioned the aggressiveness on the base pass. I mean, Riley Green on his first double absolutely smoked one, almost to the point where you have to stop, where you hit it so hard that it gets, relayed back into second so quick that you're better off staying at first. But he was able to slide into second safely. And then on the Wensiel Perez single, it was another one. Maybe a questionable send by Cora, but damn it, forced the defense to make a play, and Riley Green slid in safely as well. You love to see it, and you saw it again with Parker Meadows on another questionable send. It was when Riley Green actually made the RBI this time. But you know what? You got to force the defense to make a play. And when you've got somebody like Parker Meadows who's got great speed, when you've got somebody like Riley Green who, even though people think he runs funny, and he does, he moves pretty fast.
Yeah, he does.
He moves pretty fast.
He runs like a toddler, but he got some wheels.
He's got some wheels. So force the defense to make plays, and the defense didn't make the plays.
Weird. More on that comment later. Force the defense to make plays. I wonder what that is like. Weird.
I see what you did. Hey, shout out to Kiazi. I'm just happy to be a Detroit sports fan. Detroit sports teams haven't been this relevant. We're all, if not most of the teams, are since probably the early 2000s. Pistons. Get it together. Get it together.
Please.
Man, let's get into this next segment. Detroit Tigers is still on the brain, and it's Spicy Broder on a Thursday.
Woof.
Woo.
Woof.
Uh-oh.
Let's go.
He got some heat.
Let's go. Let's go.
Bunting.
Look at this. Looking like Clark Kent back here, man. Superman to the rescue.
Yeah.
Let's rock. Jackson Jobe.
Hey. But, before we get to that next segment, of course, I got to tell you about some Lions, baby. Shout out to the Lions. We got to tell you about Woodward in Maine and the pregame show. Hey, Detroit, on game day, wake up with Woodward in Maine, your source for all the insider information on the defending NFC North champions, your Detroit Lions. With insight from Detroit sports media legend Terry Foster and rising star Matt Broder. Get ready, Detroit, every Sunday, 8 to 9 a.m. Woodward in Maine, brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Tala your local long drink, Sabbath Coffee, and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. And then tune into the pregame show. Look at those guys right there. Who wouldn't trust those guys to give you a good pregame show? It's the New Holland Brewing Company pregame show. Every game day, Neil Rule and Sean Belegian bring you the best Lions pregame show. Sunday, 10 a.m. to noon on Woodward Sports. And just a heads up, this Monday, the heavyweights will be live from Second Best Bar doing the pregame show, which will be an experience in and of itself. I wonder if they'll make it to a Hey Social, but more on that later. Live at Second Best Bar in Detroit, the latest injury reports, fantasy sit and starts, and the inside scoop on your Detroit Lions. Join us for every Sunday home games live at Second Best Bar in Detroit, your official guide to Lions game day on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports, brought to you by Tangerine Space Machine, Tala your local long drink, Sabbath Coffee, and Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media, and we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles. And with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
We don't like to brag that we are the toughest sports network in Detroit, but we do have a guy named Darren McCarty on our side. Woodward Sports.
Love. Get your love. Get your love. I'm going to take the sponsor time to say get your love. Broder. All right.
I'm telling you right now, you need to be here with us on these breaks because we just get like out of hand.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not even gonna lie, but I gotta tell you about New Holland's The Tangerine Space Machine.
I have
It's
one
the
later.
New easy drinking IPA that is out of this world. Smooth, juicy, with refreshed crushability. Take your taste to the moon with Tangerine Space Machine. Grab yourself a can and get intergalactic with this good haze of goodness. The official beer of outer space. I don't even know if you knew about that, but it's brewed by New Holland Brewing Company straight out of Holland, Michigan, so you can support locally as well. You also can support locally with Sabbath Coffee.
Look, man, you said it's the official beverage of outer space?
The official beverage of outer space. I don't think you knew about that, but hey,
I had no idea.
Ask NASA, bro. They know.
Hey, you know what? And the fuel that you need to get to outer space, hey, that is Sabbath Coffee. It's the perfect cup. Become a subscriber of Sabbath Coffee Roasters, whether you're gearing up for a big game or saving a quiet morning, or trying to get to outer space. Sabbath Coffee Roasters has you covered with fresh, locally roasted specialty coffee delivered right to your door. Head to www.sabbathcoffeeroasters.com. Choose your favorite roast. Use code Woodward to get 25% off your first subscription order. Awake and unwind. Support local and enjoy game day right with Sabbath Coffee Roasters. And you know what? We are back, man.
We are.
Hey, there we go. What up, though, people? Thank you guys for choosing to kick off the day with Wake Up Woodward. We got the entire starting 5 in the building. It's a beautiful sight for me, man. I love this team. I love being on the team. I love doing work. And shout out to the chat family as well for supporting. Hey, I see you in the chat, John. He said, absolutely love Detroit sports fans running a sports network talking about Detroit sports. We appreciate you, John. Adam Shally, correct me if I'm saying that wrong in the chat. He said, love this show. You guys are great. Wow, what a great time to be a Detroit fan.
Hey, shout out.
Thank you.
Bon J, Rising Star Matt Broder.
Wow.
We're going to get some spicy Broder this segment, too.
Shout out Mike G. He said we should call this segment Laying It Down with Broder.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like it.
Hey, yeah.
Laying it down.
Oh, man. But I got to ask you guys a question.
Flannel singing. Flannel is singing out here.
Go ahead.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
He's gonna have to join this
I don't know if he's ready for that, man.
I don't
Not
think
yet.
I am. I think
I don't think I am.
I have a particular set of skills, not like a good bedroom voice or anything.
Flannel, you want
I
to get him
don't.
a test run right now? You want to give him a test run right
You
now?
hit him with it, Jay Vizzle. Come on,
Hit
man.
him with it? All right, let's do it.
No.
I don't know if he's into it.
Get into it. There you go,
Come
Flannel.
on, Sam. Hey, tell the people how you feel, Sam.
Hey, lip sync it.
I mean,
Satisfied at life, buddy. Satisfied at life, buddy.
I said,
Hey, he's over there
voice.
singing.
I don't have a bedroom voice. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I am very silent when it comes to the activities with my wife.
Oh, wow.
Hey, man.
That's some
come
good
on now.
insight, Sam.
Oh,
Big
Jack's
Musket is silent in there, man. Silent assassin.
Silent killer over there. Silent killer.
He is not silent on, and that I definitely know you are very good at. It is sports, man. And the question, I love this. I love this question. What Tigers player not named Scooble, Holton, Green, and Meadows has been the most valuable to the team during this stretch? And I kind of have this balancing yin-yang effect right here, okay? It's one, Kerry Bonds in, Javi Baez out. So I don't care about the X's and the O's. I don't care about anything. Something with the mojo changed with those two players kind of swapping right there for me. I know that you're going to have a more in-depth look, but that Kerry Carpenter coming back and being a difference maker after, for a long time, we said, you know what, this Tigers team is struggling. And the injuries, you guys both said this, that the injuries were probably one of the biggest factors to why they weren't firmly in a wild card race to that point. And you said Kerry Carpenter was one of the biggest reasons why. And when he got back, we saw he makes a difference.
Well, it's because Kerry Carpenter pulverizes right-handing pitching about as well as anybody in Major League Baseball does it. And that's not hyperbole, by the way. And the answer is Kerry Carpenter for me. And I think it's actually, I'm not going to say that it's obvious or should be the consensus, but he certainly has to be one of the guys that you look at first. Because since Kerry Carpenter has returned from injury, 979 OPS. That is beyond elite. He's putting up slugging percentage numbers that the only people who are doing it better than him are Ohtani and Judge. And I get it, Kerry Carpenter's issue has always been staying healthy, and he wasn't able to do that this year. I believe he's only played 83 games. But ever since he's come back, he has been, like, one of the things that I've taken a little bit of exception to in the chat, among other things, is that I see this. The Tigers don't have a star. They don't have a star. Kerry Carpenter, in the 83 games he's played, has played like a star. In the totality of his season, his OPS is higher than Gunnar Henderson's, Bryce Harper's, Rafael Devers, Mookie Betts, Jose Ramirez, and Freddie Freeman. And I get it. Those guys are qualified batters. They have not had the injuries that Kerry Carpenter has had this year. But it just goes to show that on a per-game basis, there are very few hitters in Major League Baseball I'd rather have on my team than Kerry Carpenter. And we already know that Riley Green is an all-star. So Kerry Carpenter being back, and among other things, not just him, but the team playing better, it's actually not that hard to figure out. It's hard to figure out how they've been this good, but it's not hard to figure out why they've been better.
Yeah, I really want to go with Trey Sweeney. Burn in the chat says Trey Sweeney has just been a monster on defense. It's true, and that correlates to Javi Baez, hitting the IR and not playing too. I love what I've seen out of Trey Sweeney.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick Wenceel Perez, though. He hasn't had like the most elite production in the last month and a half, but what he's able to do, what Hinch is able to do with him being a switch hitter, it seems like he comes up with a big hit at least every couple of games. And even yesterday, being able to be plugged into the outfield and making that big catch in right center field, it's been a lot of fun watching Wenceel Perez, who's still a rookie, by the way, help this team down the stretch like he has. So I'm going to go with Wenceel. There's a lot of guys who you could choose, but Wenceel's my dog right today.
And I guess that's my other question as well. What are some of these other players, just to highlight some guys on this Tigers run? Because they've given us this opportunity to just absolutely set up a Krispy Kreme factory. And Glaze. Who are some of these other players, man, that you're like, you know what? They might be able to be adopted into the Flannel Sam Godson fraternity.
I'll give you one. Sean Gunther.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Let me give you some numbers on Sean Gunther because they will absolutely
This man
shock
is so
you.
prepared.
Since being called up on August 1st, he had one outing and then he didn't pitch again until I believe August 23rd. But since being called up this season, and only his second stint in the major leagues ever, this man has pitched 20 innings and has a 0.9 ERA, a 0.55 WHIP, 5.5 strikeouts per walks, and a 3-0 record. I think it's safe to say that the Detroit Tigers do not make the playoffs without Sean Gunther, and he's one of those guys that even somebody who, a geek like me, had never heard of before. So shout out to him, and I can't believe the contributions that the Tigers are getting from guys who we didn't expect anything from. It's great to see, but Sean Gunther deserves his flowers.
Man, and bada bing, bada boom, I see in the chat, he said, no, Tyler Holton-Love, he was included in the, you can't name this player.
I had to make it a little tough. No Skubal, no Holton, no Parker Meadows, and no Riley Green. Yeah, they've got to give these other guys some love. Like Matt Vierling, I think could be considered. Someone in the chat, was it Jeremiah or Jordan Leinhart? Oh, Jordan Leinhart. Vierling has been super consistent. Yeah. Not always the best, but he hasn't had any huge flaws. Yeah, he's come up with some big hits, too. Can play third, can play outfield. I didn't even mention, by the way, on the Wenceel Perez topic, how mature his approach at the plate has become. Yeah. It seems like he has a great at-bat almost every time he's up now. Yeah. What a weapon for A.J. Hinch to bring in off the bench as a switch hitter.
What a season, man.
Matt Vierling, I can't say enough about him because we obviously know that there's been a lot of inconsistency on this Detroit Tigers team, whether it be Riley Green getting hurt, whether it be Kerry Carpenter getting hurt, whether it be Torkelson and Meadows getting sent down to AAA, whether it be Trey Sweeney not being available until after the trade deadline. But one man He's not the only one, but one of the guys who has been consistent all season long and played whatever role you need him, whether it be every outfield position or third base, is Matt Vierling. And Matt Vierling is tied for the team lead in hits. Matt Vierling leads the team in doubles. Matt Vierling is third on the team in RBIs. He has just been as consistent as they come. And because he's got some years of team control left, Matt Vierling has made a stake in his claim for, I am part of the core too, as maybe a 6th or 7th hitter. Who says no?
Yeah.
He's been absolutely unbelievable, and he's done it from the beginning to end. One of the reasons why the Tigers weren't ever the Los Angeles Angels, among other things, is Matt Vierling.
Whew. Man, I know we got a lot more on the docket, and I need to hear Matthew Broder talk about this bunting.
Yeah, we'll have to start next segment with it.
Yes,
we'll do a little bunting, little Tigers.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I know it's going to be awesome. Tell you about something else awesome. These Detroit Tigers and Lady Jane's. Walk into any Lady Jane's haircuts for men today. It's open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy a precision haircut, scalp massage, hot lather, neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Just scan the QR code that's on the screen right now and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's haircuts for men open 7 days a week. Walk-ins are always welcome. It's wicked awesome.
And I gotta tell you about the Caesar Sportsbook. Because what if I told you could place a bet up to $1,000, and if you lose, you get that bet right back into your account?
You lying, bro.
I know you think I was crazy, but
You
look,
lying.
I'm telling you, my mom had me tested. It's not how it is. But scan this QR code on the screen right now. Use code Woodward1000, and you can deposit up to $1,000. And if your bet doesn't hit, you get that right back into your account. They are not playing, and you have nothing to lose. Come on, scan the QR code on the screen. Use code Woodward1000, and you know what? This weekend, make some money. Make some money off the Tigers. Make some money off of Michigan while you can. Just saying. But anyway, make some money with Caesar Sportsbook.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Game is won in the trenches, and our big fellas don't mess around. The Woodward Heavyweights on Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
Is that an octopus in your pants, or are you just happy to see me? See what I did there? Go Red Wings! From Octopi Experts, Woodward Sports.
Attention sports fans, don't miss out on expert sports injury insights with Dr. Jeff Pierce of Michigan Sports and Spine. Join him every Tuesday on Big D Energy and every Thursday on Ermanni and Edwards, where he's offering you top-notch injury advice. Trust the guy that DMAC trusts. Dr. Jeff Pierce is here to keep you in the game and performing at your best. For more information, visit MichiganSportsAndSpine.com or call 248-426-9944. And what up, though, people? Welcome back. It is Wake Up Woodward. Chat family, man, you guys, WUW Crew family, Wake Up Woodward family, y'all are simply the best. Shout out to Kurt Mack. I met him down at the event yesterday, and he's like, look, man, I'm part of the WUW family. I heard from many people downtown at the event who are like, yo, encouraging us, saying that they love the show, they love the energy, they love the vibes, and I don't think you guys understand how much it means to receive that type of support. And, even support like this, Mike G. I was told that Flannel is married. He has U of M season tickets, go blue.
He does.
And he gets laid. Life is good, man.
It does make me think maybe I shouldn't worry about the little things in life.
Yes.
Yeah. There we go.
Exactly.
Appreciation.
Let loose a little bit, Sam. It's okay, man. It's okay.
It's just a fan. Maybe you're not so bad anymore.
Hold on, dog. Hold on, dog. My man Broder, we gotta give you your time. There's not even a transition.
ISO.
You see, when we saw JV in his groove, right? Innings about to start. Hey, Leland, sit down. I'm closing this thing out, complete game, and he starts to do the hat like this and all of this and get the jersey. Broder was just doing that in the chair, man. Broder was just doing. I mean, Neil was saying something about you yesterday. I saw my man getting ready. Broder, you have to take this one away.
It was kind of random. I didn't expect to be attacked because Dave Martinez, the Nationals manager, made a dumb decision to bunt in the bottom of the ninth or bottom of the 10th, down one. It doesn't really make sense. But it also kind of proves the point that the situation has to be right for a bunt to be the right move. I don't know how I became the voice of this, but we'll dig into it. We'll dig into it because Stephen Neal Smith had a really cute bit yesterday.
Stephen Neal Smith.
Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. You know, someone who wrote them off months ago. It was a really fun segment, and ironically, he opened the segment with it's a Woodward hit list because. Ironically, he probably should have bunted because now what he did, the next at bat was ruled worthless. So let me show you. I put a compilation together of his rant yesterday, and I want to start with that. I want to start with that. So if you could, JB, play that first video of just Neil. I think I put in there using a lot of big words and a lot of back and forth, a lot of mumbo jumbo. Could we play that real quick?
The one from yesterday.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
I got a little Woodward hit list going right now. Mm-hmm. The situation never calls for you giving up and out. Never.
I like bunting in certain specific situations, but not that one.
I agree with Spin.
I rarely. Now, you want to say there's nobody out in a tie game? The situation never calls for you giving up and out. Never.
Oh, my God.
If you want to bunt, the guy's on second, nobody out in a tie game, okay, I'll ride with you. You get 3 outs, that's it. Why you giving one away when you're down a run? Why? If you want to bunt, the guy's on second, nobody out in a tie game, okay, I'll ride with you. You'll never make it make sense. But that's okay, some people are weak. You've been outed, Matthew Broder.
You've been outed.
This is your fault.
My man Broder is on his B-Rabbit right now.
So I hope you feel bad about it.
He's on his B-Rabbit right now. Yeah. The mic is in your hand.
So I can't remember.
St. Cecilia's.
Is it never the right opportunity, or are there some situations? I can't, because there were about a few back and forths there. I don't really get it. But bunting is perceived as weak. I know punting was also perceived as weak at some point, but weird. We have this whole rant up on Big D. Jack Fox is a weapon. Jack Fox, what do you do in a punt? You sacrifice the drive that you currently have to put the opponent in worse field position to set you up to help win the game later in the football game. Or you could compare bunting to chess. Sometimes you have to sacrifice a pawn to set the board up for a checkmate later in the game. You got to sacrifice. That's why it's called a sacrifice bunt. It's a strategy. You're sacrificing an out. Yeah, you have 27 outs.
So you're saying chess, not checkers, Broder. Chess, Neil checkers. That's what you're saying?
Exactly. Ooh. Just think about it as an investment in the future. Analytics and all that, they'll tell you that bunting, why would you give out an out? You'll hear Neil say that all the time. Why give out? Why give out one of the outs that you have? Well, analytics, they tell you it's not worth it to bunt. They don't factor in the context of the at-bat. They don't factor in the context of the batter, the team, the pressure a bunt puts on the pitcher, on the defense. There are so many factors that go into it, but the key is, in the right situation, yes, it is the right thing to do to bunt, especially, and this was a bigger thing earlier in the season, when this Tigers offense was really struggling. Like, I'm calling for bunts a lot less nowadays than I was earlier in the season when they couldn't hit.
Yep.
They had Javi Baez in the lineup and they couldn't hit, so you got to figure out a way
they had to
get
rely
one
on situational and manufactured runs and hits.
How many times do we talk about Reese Olson, losing a game 1-0? Like, the team was one of the best teams in baseball when they would score 2 runs. So scraping across a run, it's super important. And I'll just take you back, since the blame's on me for the Tigers not getting second place. Let me take you back to July 14th. Tigers are playing the Dodgers.
Cook up.
Yeah, they're down 3-2 in the bottom of the 9th, and then some magic happens. And JB, could you play that second clip? And if you could two-shot it, because it's got some Tigers highlights in it. I just want to revisit July 14th.
Screw your button, broder. It's button, not button.
Could you restart with the sound on?
Oh yeah, I got you.
Because I included Demon. I included some clips again.
My man, broder.
Oh no, you're good.
Hey, Eric Allen says apparently anything ending in unting in sports is considered weak. F it usually sets you up for success.
Yeah,
punting and bunting.
You know how Ben Johnson sometimes he runs plays to set up other plays later in the game or later in the season. Yeah, sacrifice.
All right, ready to roll?
Yeah, let's do it.
And here's Ryan Belay.
Screw your button, broder. It's button, not button.
2 hits on the day.
Oh, look at that.
He got on his flannel. He's calling out D-Mac too. Flannel is smiling like a proud godfather.
Things can happen during the bunt too. If you lay a good bunt down, the pitcher can make a mistake. You got a wild throw. Anything can happen, man.
KG made an appearance.
KG holding it down.
And people who support bunting are stupid.
Winning run at second.
This compilation.
Button, broder. Corners pinched in, expecting the bunt. He does lay it down. Ramirez wheels, throws, and gets away.
The party's just begun.
Matthew Broder, thanks.
And here's Ryan.
You're welcome. You're welcome. That's it.
The party is
Hey, talk your shit, bro.
Weird. It's as if pitchers aren't equipped to field bunts. It's as if bunts don't put pressure on the defense or on the pitcher. And it's as if the Tigers didn't win that game because of the bunt. So, suck on that.
I was trying to be quiet the whole time. I just couldn't, bro. Flannel was just cheesing from ear to ear. Look at Flannel.
Oh, well done. And I can say that as someone who more aligns with Neil philosophically. Yeah. However, remember when that day happened with that big win against the Dodgers to win the series? I actually put it out publicly on social media that at that particular moment, I was bunting helped. I still don't believe in it philosophically, but at that moment, I'm like, Broder, you got me there.
That's totally fair.
I'm happy that it happened the way that it did.
The point, and it was all fun. The point is that the word never, no, don't use the word never, because in baseball, that throw that shit out the window. It's not never. It's some situations. It's a situational game. It's a smart man's game.
I feel like somebody who played baseball at a high level, both collegially and pro, higher than I ever played, I think that you would know as a pitcher the effect that a bunt can have.
Yeah, and I appreciate, and I don't want to dunk on anyone who didn't play baseball. I have a lot of respect for Neil and his baseball knowledge. But as a pitcher, I hated fielding bunts. All pitchers hate fielding bunts. It gets you out of a rhythm. You have to pitch different. Like, you see a guy score around the bunt, you're trying to throw that pitch a little higher than you were originally expecting. There are so many things that go into it. Go back to Neil and my battle on, it was July 29th, the day before the trade deadline. We had this conversation, and I destroyed him at the end of it. Right at the end of the show. It's about an hour 55 in. And we'll wrap it up with this. This is just like a quick 19-second clip, because I think it's important to show the perspective of my opponent on this topic. So this is from that show, July 29th, 2024. Can you play that last clip, please, JB?
I got you.
Again, I need the most opportunities I can have to get a hit with this lineup. And it doesn't matter anyway, because this lineup's awful.
Oh,
and then we celebrate.
You don't want to take the bat out of Javi's hands? Out of Zach McKinstry's hands?
I tell you this, I'm more comfortable in that situation with Javi swinging than bunting.
All right.
Damn.
The man would prefer Javi to swing the bat.
Damn. Indictment.
That's an L.
Man.
Indictment.
Javi. Oh, 24 out Javi? I thought we were talking about not giving up outs here.
Sheesh.
I thought we were talking about not giving up and out.
That is a successful volley, Matthew Broder.
I appreciate that.
It is now ball and nil rules.
I like this battle, man.
This is gonna be good.
This put Kendrick and Drake to shame.
Lastly, moral of the story, the Tigers are doing something special. Let's stop dunking on each other and have some fun. Like, this is incredible baseball.
Battle of the pregame shows.
I think it was playful, the joke. I love Neil, by the way.
Yeah,
I had to respond. I had to.
You know what he's doing.
Here's the thing about it, though, is that I agree that it should be more about kumbaya. However, I mean, Neil kind of started it yesterday, and it's never going to be that way. I mean, I'm still getting dunked on in the chat today, or dunked on. I think that I am like Hakeem Olajuwon and block it, but that's up to interpretation. It's just that there's always going to be something. And I understand that I declared the Tigers dead a couple of times, and you can call me out for that all that you want. The difference, though, between myself and Neil is that I don't get away with anything. He always holds me accountable. Neil gets away with everything because he claims victory even when he gets shut out, basically. Remember, KG, at the beginning of the year, what is one of the things that Neil Rule said while we're pulling receipts? The only one that I believe in and have no concern with is Spencer Torkelson.
Yes, he did say that. He was pimping that 30 home run year, man. He was pimping it.
And old Flannel Sam over here, when he was talking about how this was going to be this this terrible lineup, was like, Riley Green's going to be good. Kerry Carpenter, if he can stay healthy, is going to be good, because last season I was more impressed with the fact that Riley Green led the team in on-base percentage and Kerry Carpenter led the team in OPS than I was with Spencer Torkelson's 30 home run season, because I believed it was a little bit of a fugazi at the time. But oh no, old Uncle Neil was like, Spencer Torkelson,
right?
30 home runs, then your base,
right?
I'm just saying.
Riley Green, Kerry Carpenter, that's a rookie parlay.
So this is but congratulations to you, Broder, for holding him accountable in a way that it was even better than I just held Neil accountable.
I appreciate that.
It was a look of vindication on your face. Now I understand, Flannel Sam.
Yes.
Hey, Broder, well done, man. Well done. You stepped into the ring with Neil the Real Deal Rule. Well done, brother.
Yeah, he's got the belt. Sometimes you just got to stand up.
Hey, Chuck Brewer.
You got the chat going crazy.
Chuck Brewer, Sam, I talked to a classmate of yours when you were in first grade. You said you would win at kickball that day. You were wrong. You got beat. Let's go all the way back to first grade.
Damn.
Right? My point, though, is that Neil's got to get his sometime. I'm going to get mine because I declared the Tigers dead multiple times.
Yeah.
But Neil got to get his because he did too. Let's just make it fair.
Hey, you know what? That's a fire segment. I don't even know how to transition. So now more than ever, it is critical for you to have your insurance reviewed. Swiss will make sure that your current carrier is not slipping in anything extra.
Where baby will at?
Oh, man. It's too expensive, man. Hey, they'll make sure your current carrier is not slipping in any extra fees or raising deductibles. Call Mark at Swiss Insurance today if they are through in 353-01698, and they'll make sure to set everything right for you. SwissINS.com. Let them know that Woodward Sports sent you.
So just to get the heated steering wheel, I also had the spring for the bigger rims.
Yeah, that's how they get you. Those upgrades will cost you an arm and a leg every time.
Hey, new car crew, how'd it go this weekend? I got a great deal on mine.
How?
I went to Randy Wise, not those other guys. They got me in a great new ride, and they didn't break my budget. Hey, could you pass me the sugar?
How? Never mind.
He made the wise choice.
Yep.
Make the wise choice at randywisechevy.com.
It's bear hunting season, and Dan Campbell is hungry for some kneecaps.
If you can just get a hold of them and you start dragging their ass out to the deep, dark abyss, you can drown them.
The Kings of the North are back for another year of the brand new Lions. Make sure you're locked in to Detroit's #1 sports network for all the news and info on your Detroit Lions.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join
Ain't in
today.
every day, though.
Wow.
I'm bad.
To lift the same weights.
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
A network for the city, by the city. Woodward Sports is Detroit Sports.
Have you ever thought about volunteering but don't know where to start? Start with the Salvation Army's Red Kettle campaign. Visit registertoring.com to sign up for shifts. You'll have an option to choose a 2-hour session at a physical Red Kettle site or participate in a virtual bell ringing shift to raise funds from the comfort of your own home. Virtual bell ringers can sign up and begin raising funds at any time. Traditional bell ringing begins on Friday, November 7, and runs through Christmas Eve, excluding Thanksgiving and Sundays. To sign up for volunteer shifts, visit registertoring.com.
And while you're out there supporting the Salvation Army, raising money, rock some Woodward Sports gear while you're at it as well too. Head over to woodwardsports.com, click on that shop tab. New designs are dropping every single week for you, but you still got the Stoke Not Scared. You got the hashtag Boo Them Kids out right now as well. And you know what? Tigers wild card, baby. We are going to be at Comerica Park with these. You got to have the Woodward Sports Tigers gear as well. Head over to woodwardsports.com, get swagged out. Wild card season, baby.
Tigers running wild, man. And you know what? These Detroit Lions, victory week for them. Now we turn our sights towards the Sea Biscuits.
Sea Biscuits.
I hear they taste like chicken when they're fried, man. And hopefully Aaron Glenn has everything schemed up to take care of the Seahawks on Monday Night Football. It is week 4.
Oh, yeah.
And Flannel, brother, our elite booth, I got to ask you guys, what are the keys to a Lions victory? For me, don't let Geno Smith have a game. Do not let him have a game.
Yeah.
He's put up some stats to start the season, but just don't let that man have a game.
That's a big one because the Lions secondary is going to have another unique challenge. You've got DK Metcalf, you've got Tyler Lockett, you've got Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's a pretty good trio. You could argue maybe the best in the NFL, especially since it looks like Jackson Smith and Jigba has really figured it out in year 2. However, if there's one key that I have, and I think it could end up being evidence that football makes no sense, especially the NFL, is how does Jared Goff handle this Seattle Seahawks secondary? Because the Seahawks secondary is actually the best that the Lions will have faced so far. And it also has no real major injuries. We saw with the Rams, Darius Williams was out. We saw with Tampa Bay, Antoine Winfield Jr. was out, which was absolutely huge. And the Arizona Cardinals had Starling Thomas as a starting cornerback. No disrespect. I'm just saying there are levels to this. There's a difference between Starling Thomas and Tariq Woolen and Devon Witherspoon and Trey Brown. And that's what I think it all boils down to. This is a really good secondary that the Seattle Seahawks have. However, I do think that Amon-Ra St. Brown will get open. I think Sam Laporta will get open if he plays, and I think Jamison Williams will as well. I just think it's up to Jared Goff on how he executes, because he still hasn't put together a full good game this year. He had a perfect first half against the Arizona Cardinals, and then a not so great second half. This is the week where I think Jared Goff puts it all together, ironically, against the best and healthiest secondary he's going to have faced all year.
Yeah, my keys to the game include what you were saying in 2 of them. My keys involve 3 T's. It involves turnovers, time of possession, and tackling. So Jared Goff has to limit his turnovers. The offense has to limit their turnovers. They got to continue to control the ball, and that means pounding the rock with David Montgomery, with Jahmyr Gibbs, and completing those short and intermediate route passes to keep the chains moving, to keep the clock running. And then it's tackling. It's tackling with K9 or Charbonnet coming out of the backfield, their trio of wide receivers, you got to shut that down. They got beat pretty bad last year with the tight ends, the Seattle tight ends. I don't know. I haven't studied up enough on Mike McDowell and what they're doing with the Seahawks offense truly this year. That'll be for tomorrow or Monday. But you got to make sure that K9 and the weapons that they have don't get yards after the catch or yards after contact if they're running. So tackling, time of possession, and turnovers.
I like that, man. Yeah. What a test for this secondary, this young secondary, this very, very new secondary that's probably still trying to build up some chemistry. But I've liked how tough they've appeared. You know, it's not going to be perfect in any secondary, but you look at the total points that the Lions are giving up. You look at the fact that to this point, nobody's really getting going off on this squad right now.
Right.
And this is one, though, where I'm like, you know what, Aaron Glenn, I'm hoping from a scheme perspective that you're able to mix some things up and kind of confuse the Seahawks a little bit more over what comfortability it seems like this offense have had to start the year.
Yeah, and I think you hit one perfectly on the head, tackling. And the good news about this Lions team is that this defense does it very, very well, particularly out of the secondary position. Do you trust Carlton Davis to make the big tackle? Yes. Do you trust Terrion Arnold? I would say yes. Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph. Pretty much all of them are not afraid to stick their nose in and make the play and not miss tackles.
For it.
Yes, absolutely. And they don't miss the tackles that allow for a breakaway or anything like that if the man they're on catches the ball. So tackling is absolutely huge. And, of course, the turnover thing. I mean, back to Jared Goff. I would like to see him. I would like for this to be the first game in which he doesn't throw an interception.
Yes.
And this isn't an indictment on Jared Goff. It's just you saw him do it a lot last season and the year before, and this year he's been a little bit turnover prone. And this is a really, really tough secondary. It's going to be tough, but that's why that's one of the reasons why I think that they're going to get it done. Is because they're going to be keyed in. They're going to lock all in. I think Ben Johnson calls his best game, and I think the Lions offense gets a bit of a get right. And like I said, I get it. The NFL is drunk. On paper, it looks like they would get it against the Rams or against the Cardinals or against the Buccaneers. It was less set up well. But big week for the offense, big week for Jared Goff.
It's well stated. With the question, which Lions player will have the biggest impact versus Seahawks, my answer was going to be Jared Goff playing a clean game, a very clean game. And we know the impact that has for this Detroit Lions team. They looked very, very formidable in the playoffs and did things that a lot of us didn't know. How possible is it for this team to go in and win 2 and have an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl? And this was all really predicated because Jared Goff played clean football, and not just that, confident football. The chemistry was there, the rhythm was there, and like you guys both stated, Ben Johnson and the schemes that he was calling as well. And I get it. You enter the season probably believing this is what we have right now because there are some nuances, as it relates to the wide receivers. But they have their bread and butter, which makes me ultimately confident about this offense. That the running backs, they're stable. They're a force, man. Jared Goff, at the end of the day, has proven that he can be reliable. And Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta, what are we talking about? We already know what those guys are going to be.
Yeah, and I want to bring up something that Ed O'Neill said because I think you're bringing up a good point, but I want to expand on this further. He's talking about the Seahawks secondary. Sam's not going to bring up the QBs that they have faced. That's a good point. You saw Bo Nix, you saw Jacoby Brissett, and then you saw Skylar Thompson. I understand that. I understand that the Seahawks secondary has not faced the cream of the crop, and that's putting it nicely. But when you look at a guy like Tariq Woolen, he has a track record. Devon Witherspoon was one of the best rookie defensive players in all of the NFL last year. Julian Love has been good. Rayshawn Jenkins was really, really good for the Jaguars, and so was Trey Brown as well in previous years. So it's not like I'm not just basing it off of what the Seahawks defense or their secondary has done this season. I'm also saying that they've got a track record, pretty much all of them, of being damn good defensive backs in this league, and that's why they could present a problem. But, as I said before, I think this is also the Jared Goff get-right game.
Yeah, you guys know how much I love outfield play. We get to see Parker Meadows, Winfield Perez, Riley Green, all make big catches yesterday and throughout the last couple of weeks, which is why I think one of the most important players in this game coming up is Kirby Joseph. It's Kirby Joseph. We don't know yet what Brian Branch's status is going to be, but with those trio wide receivers and the tight ends that we think they're going to continue to utilize, I think it could be a big day for Kirby, not only playing center field and maybe going and getting another pick, which I think he could definitely do, but it's also in coverage. It's also in coverage as a safety and being able to come up in the box when needed to make those tackles, which he might have to do a little bit more if Brian Branch is out.
Yeah, I would love to see a turnover created.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is a really tough wide receiver core. And if you even want to throw Noah Fant in there as a pretty good tight end, I'll throw him in there as well. It's going to be, I'm interested to see how this defense matches up. If it were me, I would probably say Carlton Davis has DK, Terrion has Lockett, and Amik has JSN. And then, tight end Branch probably, or just however, committee. I know it's not going to be perfect, but that's kind of how I see it. But Kirby, man, if the other defensive backs can be matchup sound, which for the most part they have been this season, Kirby Joseph may be just another chance to be a true free safety that can just make plays. And maybe Kirby Joseph continues on his quest to lead the NFL in interceptions. Shout out Spencer Raxter for that one. Hopefully it comes to fruition.
Kirby Joseph, man, definitely. I feel like just a guy on his way to being a star. Solid.
Yeah, 14 Grit in the chat put a good point. Can we get pressure on the D-line to support the cover one? Like, without Davenport, we don't know what's going to be with what McNeil's status is going to be. Aleem. Is Josh Pascal going to step up? Levi O. We're pretty confident Aiden Hutchinson is going to get to the quarterback, at least get his pressures. Can they get enough pressure on Geno, not only to keep him in the pocket, but also to help out that secondary stay with their boys?
It's weird because I don't exactly know how I would approach this because the Seahawks, they don't necessarily have the best O-line, but Charles Cross, their tackle, he's a dude.
Yeah.
Do you line up Aiden on Charles Cross, or do you have him potentially abuse a lesser than right tackle for the Seahawks and then probably count on the fact that nobody on the opposite is getting any pressure because Josh Pascal is going to get murdered by Charles Cross. No disrespect. It's not disrespect. There's levels to this. Levi Onwuzurike, if he plays edge, I still think he would get murdered by Charles Cross. However, whoever's going up against the right tackle for the Seahawks, I've got faith that whoever it is, whether it's Hutch, whether it's Pascal, whether it's Levi, whether it's whoever, whether it's James Houston gets elevated, that they're going to be able to win those matchups. So that's going to be another interesting chess match for Aaron Glenn to figure out.
Yeah, and you know what? When the quarterbacks haven't gotten the ball out quick, the one thing that I've noticed is Hutch still demands and commands so much attention that if that quarterback breaks containment or if that play goes on for just a little bit longer, you see multiple people getting into that backfield. I believe that this is a season where we're going to absolutely see the Hutch effect. I think that, you want him to have that type of help, but there is a different level that we know Hutch can get to where he can wreck all by himself. And that's what I think we're going to see in this game, too. That he's going to be a guy that it doesn't matter. You want to send the triple team, you want to send the chip, you want to send this. His pursuit is different this year. His technique, it's more sound. It's like I can see where his own work, as well as having a Terrell Williams here to help him with that type of technique in his pursuit to the quarterback, I can see that already paying dividends to the point that last year, when we said he needed help, really the difference between his sack numbers probably being a little bit more was more his pursuit. Help on the other side, well, you're always going to welcome that. But I believe this version of Hutch right here is going to cause some problems for Smith on Monday night.
I think if Aiden Hutchinson continues at the level of play that he's been at these first 3 weeks, and then even if you want to carry over the last couple of weeks of the regular season, the playoffs last year, that this defensive line will be fine. However, I will say, there are a lot of damn good edge rushers in this league who have a capable bookend. Like Myles Garrett has Zadarius Smith.
He needs one.
You know, TJ Watt has Alex Highsmith. Micah Parsons has DeMarcus Lawrence. So I don't want to put Hutch in that position to where his help, which they may have no choice this week, is Josh Pascal going against Charles Cross. I don't love it, but at the same time, I think Aiden Hutchinson himself is going to require double teams if he's going up against the Seahawks right tackle instead.
Yeah, I keep seeing people in here as well talking about the Seahawks' great pass defense, but want to get into the next segment, talk a little bit more Detroit Lions as well. Chat family, thank you guys for being here. Continue to hit that like button to support us. What do we have to hear from? Is it Les Stanford?
Yep, Les Stanford.
Stanford Chevrolet. You absolutely love it. It's the place where Spencer Raxter got his car, which, hey, if Spencer Raxter trusts Les Stanford, then you should as well. They've got Chevrolet, they've got Cadillac, they got Buick, they got GMC. They've expanded because they've just been so successful. They've got a location in Dearborn and one on Woodward in Ferndale. So get yourself a car if you find yourself in a predicament like Spencer Raxter did. Les Stanford Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around, who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supply has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody!
Can't get enough Lions coverage? Make sure you catch all Woodward sports shows every game day. Wake up with Woodward and Maine, giving you the latest insight into the Lions locker room and press conferences. Then join the Lions pregame show, highlighting key matchups, injuries, and what to watch for during the game. Follow all the ups and downs of the live game action with our Woodward Watch Party live on YouTube and WoodwardSports.com. After the game, check out the instant fan and host reactions with the Lions postgame show. Every game, it's wall-to-wall, kneecap-biting, high-fiving, chest-pumping Lions coverage.
Hell yeah!
Only at Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports.
Woodward Sports, let's go.
Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer, is kicking off the game with the best prices on all cars, trucks, and SUVs, like this 2024 Silverado for just $296 a month, or this 2025 Equinox for as low as $371 a month. Our locations in Novi, Highland, New Hudson, Livonia, and Lansing means we have the perfect Chevy right in your backyard. Get the home team advantage every day at Feldman Chevrolet, Michigan's #1 Chevy dealer.
Hey, it's the New Holland Brewing Company watch party with the heavyweights and a post-game show hosted by Stick and Anton. And we heard you guys. You wanted to be able to watch the game with us. You saw the watch parties last year in studio. Now you can. Live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township. It is the biggest watch party in Metro Detroit. We go live just before the game, and we catch all of the reactions. And just after the game, all of the instant analysis, the calls, and if you are there, we want to get your reaction as well to the game. Win or lose, agreement or disagreement, and it's an epic time as well. Come eat, drink, and cheer on the brand new Lions at Hayes Socials, only on Detroit's #1 sports network, Woodward Sports, brought to you by Tangerine and Space Machine, Taller Your Local Long Drink, 1800 Tequila, Soroki's, and Sabbath Coffee. What up, though, people? It's Wake Up Woodward, and we are back. We got the entire starting five in the building. And I see something in the chats. I don't know if people are stoked or scared, but the question of if the Detroit Lions offense, which hasn't looked in rhythm to this point yet, if they can actually pass against the number one type pass defense of the Seahawks.
Yeah, and I attempted to break it down earlier why the Seahawks present a unique challenge, because their secondary is the best Lions have seen all season, and they're healthy, unlike what the Rams and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers secondary was. So on paper, you would think that if there was a game for the Lions to struggle, it might be this one. However, you saw the Lions struggle in situations where maybe they shouldn't have. Like Darius Williams was out, and for the Rams, and they exploited it a couple of times, particularly with J-Mo, but the pass offense at times looked stagnant. Antoine Winfield Jr. was out for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and that was the game where the Lions probably, I wouldn't say famously, but we all could agree that they maybe didn't work the middle of the field enough. It just didn't make sense. So that's why I believe, and it's almost a leap of faith, that this Lions passing game will get right against the Seahawks, because I trust the Lions offense up against damn near any defense when they are clicking. There's too much continuity with the coaching staff, with Ben Johnson, with Jared Goff, with Amon-Ra, with Laporta, with that whole offensive line just replacing Jackson with Zeitler, with the running backs in the backfield. There's just too much continuity. There's just too much talent. There's just too much brain power for the Lions offense their passing offense to look less than for the fourth game in a row. So I believe my faith in the Lions offense being able to do it against the Seahawks is more my faith that when the Lions offense is clicking, they can pass against anybody.
I agree with that statement right there. It's hard to tell right now, or it's hard to maybe make that statement super confidently, but that's what I am. I think this offense can pass against anybody. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean Mike McDonald isn't going to come with some tricks of his own. They got a really good defense that's playing hard and playing really well. But he also came from Baltimore last year, and that was probably the Lions' worst game of the season. Definitely their worst game offensively. So McDonald has a good feel for Goff, for Ben Johnson. He doesn't have the talent that Ravens defense had, but nonetheless, if he can scheme up something to confuse this offense and make it difficult, it could be a closer game than maybe we expect.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to this defensive line continuing to put the hammer on the running game of their opponents. The Seahawks are not necessarily a great running team, but K9 is something. He's a problem.
Spartan dog.
Of course, you would say so.
Shout
but
out.
no, I gotta ask you, man. I think that they're gonna absolutely handle this thing. I feel like I should be a lot more. I don't know if the word is respectful to the opponent, but I just feel like this is one of those perfect storm games where Aaron Glenn is gonna be in his bag. Who knew that Ben Johnson was going to even have people say, hey, Ben, when is the offense going to get going? I just feel like this is one of those perfect storm games. Aaron Glenn has had this defense humming. The players that we've wanted to see step up have started to do that. The players that we want to see take the next step in terms of the level up, like Aiden Hutchinson, have done that. Mm-hmm. Jared Goff and his offense, I'm so confident in them that I'm just sitting here like, just go and beat the Seahawks. It just feels simple as that.
Hey, I hope so. I hope so. And you touched on it earlier when it comes to the running backs and the running game. Kenneth Walker's missed the last 2 games, and he's questionable going into this Monday Night Football game. Unfortunately for us, that means an extra day of rest for Kenneth Walker, but he presents a unique challenge. However, the Lions defense handled him pretty well last year, I would say, when the Lions unfortunately took the L to the Seahawks in week 2. And me personally, and I'm not even trying to get disrespectful, as a Lions fan who believes in this Lions run game almost just like intrinsically, just 100% has 100% faith, I have less than zero worry if the RB1 is Zach Charbonnet for the Seahawks. And I'm not saying that Zach Charbonnet can't play. I'm just saying that against a backup running back, I think if Zach Charbonnet is RB1, he has a game, like a stat line, something like what James Conner got, like 9 carries for 17 yards. And I don't think that's hyperbole. I don't think that's being a slappy. It's just,
you're being fair.
If the Seahawks are going to win this game, I think that they need K9 to play. I think if he doesn't play, the Lions win, and I would put money on it.
Like think about this, man. The Lions' opponents this year are only getting 76.7 yards per game.
Yeah.
To the Lions putting up 163 rushing yards per game. That's why I'm just like, you know what? You have all of the tools. If you tweak that playmaking a little bit, like Broder was saying, and I get it. That's what makes me so confident. It's like we know what can work. We've seen it work last year. We've seen it work this year. I don't believe that the Seahawks is a team that they're going to go into and say, let's try something cute. Let's try something vanilla. Let's not do what works. You can't waste anything with this team because you have to be fair like you were, and you laid out exactly what this team can do to you.
Yes, and I want to respond to Shad, which
Shad.
you know, obviously it doesn't usually go well, but he says, don't start with all this scared bullshit, please. And here's where I will counter that. Because, Shad, I think you are on your uppity bullshit a little too often.
Talk about it,
It's
Sam.
not being scared, it's respecting the opponent. It's realizing that the Lions have not played an A game so far this year. Defensively, I will say that they have. However,
the Seahawks have had their number.
And that's all that it is. It's just respecting opponents. It's realizing that it's the NFL. Anything could happen. I mean, I hate to bring this game back up again, but did anybody think the Lions would lose to Tampa Bay? The Lions outplayed them in like every statistical category except when it came to the red zone. So my point is that anything can happen. It's not being scared. It's having a healthy respect for an opponent that is 3-0, that has a lot of good players, has a lot of ways in which they can present the Lions problems, and how would they feel if they go into Ford Field again and are now 4-0? And they're probably feeling like they're one of the favorites in the NFC.
Yep.
So the Lions, they have to be mindful, and we as fans have to be mindful.
And that's fair because at the beginning of the season, I was wondering who the Tampa Bay Buccaneers would be. And Broder warned, hey, guys, look, you got to pay attention to these people. We wanted to make sure that we paid close attention to this NFC. Obviously, we're going to because the Lions have high expectations here. So the Bucs, a team that we just played in the playoffs last year, is one that we should pay attention to. And that week, you said, man, look, this team presents some things that could counter the Lions and that coaching staff over there. We saw they did a good job of countering certain things that the Lions were doing. And so it's like, yeah, I wasn't scared going into the Bucs game, and neither was Broder. But you got to be fair about the assessment as well. Yeah. That's the one thing that I can appreciate about this platform in general is that you got to be fair about the assessment. The Seahawks are not a slouch team. I'm looking at like Geno magic going on right now. You're looking at what this defense is doing, and you got to talk about it. Yeah. So it's like if there is something that you're like, okay, these are the things that you're going to point out that the Seahawks do well that you need to counter. That's what you have to call out. And that's what I appreciate about these types of breakdowns going into the next game.
Yeah, I mean, and I haven't even brought up injuries yet.
Yeah.
Which that's probably another conversation for tomorrow and Monday, because we've got a couple of days left to break down this Seahawks game. It's just the Lions, they've got to be mindful of every opponent, especially, and I know that they should all be in a vacuum, different years, different situations, but the Seahawks, they're like the boogeyman for the Lions right now.
And Aaron Glenn. Have a game. Have a day, Aaron Glenn.
And this is where you have to also take into account that this is the most talented defense Aaron Glenn's ever had. And he looks, with this defensive talent, he's I would say, proving the narrative, at least so far, that it was always the talent, not Aaron Glenn. And we absolutely love to see that. So I think that this Lions defense will handle the Seahawks offense better than the previous years. I certainly hope so, because they got murdered the last couple of years by the Seahawks offense. But I always have, and maybe I think it's not a failing of mine, but I've got a lot of respect for the NFL and other players around the league that can present problems, even for the best Lions team we've ever seen, at least on paper.
Look, man, they're giving the Detroit Lions a couple opportunities this year to right some wrongs, rewrite the scripts. We talk about why do we got to go back to Jerry's world this year? Go in there and get your win. And you know what? The Seahawks are probably wondering why we got to go back to Detroit. These guys laughed at us last year. They mocked us last year. Let's change that narrative. The Detroit Lions have a great chance to do it.
Absolutely. And I want to get Broder's thoughts on this as well. When I kind of said that a healthy respect for the opponent, do you think there's some merit to that? Because I get it, as Lions fans, we have puffed our chest a lot, as we should. However, I don't think they've earned the right this year to be like, this Seattle Seahawks team, we're going to kill them.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. Like, as confident as I am in the Lions, that's more a little blind confidence and hope that they're going to figure it out. The offense is going to be fine. Like, I believe in Jared Goff. It's a little bit of blind hope, and it is the carryover from the last couple of years. The organization out in Seattle, the Seattle Seahawks, have played the Lions tough every time they come into Ford Field. It just is what it is, and although they lost Pete Carroll, which some pointed to as the reason, it was the kryptonite for Aaron Glenn and this Lions team. Mike Macdonald's no slouch either. It's his first year as a coach, and what he does on defense. Like, you probably need to try to exploit him and try to confuse him, but he's a great defensive coach. And Geno Smith, I think I even made the comment earlier about keeping him in the pocket so he can't use his legs. He's proven he can beat the Lions with his arm. So you just got to make it happen. Your defense is a lot better. You got to prove it. And this is a game. Great teams win this game.
Oh, yeah.
Lions last year, they were a very, very good team.
That's a bar.
Losing teams like this, you got to win this one.
Is that a bar, King?
I approve.
Great teams win this game.
I approve.
I approve, too. Goodness gracious. Great talk today, man. High energy. Let's keep this rolling. Our Detroit Sports Pistons. Get it together.
Hey, but you know who always has it together? The Boys and Girls Club. Join the best youth football league in Metro Detroit. The Boys and Girls Clubs of Southeastern Michigan's 3C Sports League offers youth ages 5 to 14 with 6 exciting teams to choose from in Detroit, Belleville, Highland Park, and East Point. All coaches are trained, certified, and undergo background checks. Register for football or cheer at bgcsm.org. Equipment, meals, and transportation included, all for a chance to play for a championship at Ford Field for just $175 per child. Put the youth back in youth sports with BGCSM 3C Sports.
Stop searching for a vehicle and start finding one. Les Stanford Chevrolet Cadillac makes it easy. We harness the power of multiple dealerships and own the biggest selection of GM brands in the area to get you the car you need. With the Les Stanford Group, you'll have access to 4 different dealerships, providing you with more makes, more models, and more choices. We're connected to more than 1,000 vehicles, and with so many high-quality CPO vehicles available, you'll find new car quality at pre-owned prices. You can start and end your search at lesstanford.com today.
Thank you to all the fans for making Woodward Sports your #1 online destination for Detroit sports. We promise not to drop the ball.
To prove that you can get just as strong at Planet Fitness, we're seeing if people can tell the difference between our 75-pound dumbbell and a 75-pound dumbbell from an overpriced competitor gym. Okay, the old flick test that never fails.
There's literally no difference.
Plus, you can save $28 or more when you join today. Wow.
Why would I pay more to lift the same weights?
It's the Planet Fitness Strong Choice Sale. Save $28 or more. Join for $1 down, $15 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends October 10th. Planet Fitness. Light price, strong choice.
The most talked about Detroit media by other Detroit media. And we love it. It's the Woodward Sports Network.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
How would you like $10 of free products from Dispo Dispensary? Screenshot this image with the QR code and bring it into any Dispo location, and you'll get a free $10 to spend in-store with a minimum purchase of $25. Visit Dispo Dispensary today or disposhops.com. Dispo Dispensary, your local cannabis plug.
What up, though? Let me tell you guys about this pregame show. Want to know where the best pregame Lions party is September 30th? Join us at Detroit's very own Second Best Bar. It's dope. The atmosphere is so electric. Y'all want to be there, man. It's a great way to start off your Lions game day. Located at 42 Watson Street for the ultimate fan experience, enjoy some smooth Tullamore Dew Irish whiskey while catching the Woodward Sports pregame show only at Second Best Bar. Come get some. What up, though, people? We are back. It is Wake Up Woodward. I feel like the Peaks or Cheeks, we might have to do that one, tomorrow?
Oh, man.
Do we have time for that one?
I don't know.
We got like 5 minutes in this segment. Probably not.
Yeah, I know. Broder's not here. So.
Yeah. Hey, but you know what? Do we got the Big Sean video?
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Hey, we'll talk about what went down downtown in the city before we get into what's trending with JB Smooth. I know that's everybody's favorite segment.
Oh, yeah.
But, hey, yesterday was pretty dope. It was Chauncey Billups and Cade Cunningham's birthday in the middle of Detroit at Campus Marshall Park. StockX and the Detroit Pistons announced their partnership. StockX will now be the jersey sponsor logo on the Pistons jerseys. Yeah. And I think it's pretty cool to have a homegrown company right here, kind of putting roots down right here, their headquarters right in downtown Detroit, and teaming up with the Detroit Pistons team that has moved downtown and hope they can start to adopt some of that Detroit grit as well. But it was a good day. Jalen Rose was down there. The CEOs of StockX, Arn Tellum, Trajan Langdon was there as well, and many other dignitaries from Dr. Darius, Ty Mopkins, obviously Big Sean, DJ Mo Beats, Skilla Baby, and so many more were down there, man. And so many people from Detroit. If you see that picture there, it was a great,
jam-packed.
Great. I'm telling you, it was epic, man. To see this many people that showed up, families were out there, and more. And it was a dope time. Cade Cunningham was enjoying himself as well. They gave him a big birthday shout out, and it was cool, man. It was a really, really cool time.
Yeah, no, it looks like quite the event. I actually did swing by later after you were already gone and all the pomp and circumstance was pretty much over. So I didn't get there during the best parts, but I could still see the layout of it all. There were still some vendors there, and there were still some people playing basketball at that like little court that they set up. So it was they were playing music. It was still fun. It was still a lot of fun, but I missed the good stuff.
It was epic, and there's a lot more. There's a lot more on the way. The Detroit Pistons. I feel like they're a little bit optimistic too. The Tigers in offseason went out and got Jason Benetti, and they just kind of locked into what they do. And now look out how magical it is. The Pistons, they believe that they have a little bit of that same mojo, and that they're pulling the right strings right now with the front office, the coaching staff, bringing in the right vets, and Cade Cunningham. He's very, very confident, man, in the work he's put in as well as what the team can be this year. And that's kind of when we got to speak to him in our media scrum, that's a little bit of what we got from him as well. But it was overall a great day in Detroit. You don't beat many more vibes than the Detroit Lions won that week. The Detroit Tigers are on an absolute tear, and they are at home. The Detroit Red Wings were playing a game that day, and the Pistons are throwing a big event. That was technically a little bit of September in the D.
Ooh, and we could get all 4 teams playing October in the D. We could.
Hey,
it's going to take the Tigers making a bit of a run, but we got the Red Wings season. Their regular season starts October 10th. I actually saw that and I'm like, oh damn, I didn't even know it was so quick. So we're gonna have a lot to cheer for, and the fact that we've got the Tigers who are close to being locks for the playoffs. And I would say that just watching the games and watching the Twins, they pretty much are. And we got the Lions in the midst of their most anticipated season ever. We got the Red Wings with, I think, playoffs or bust aspirations, and the Pistons hiring a new coach, getting a ton of free agents that seemingly fit CADE Cunningham better. This is a great. Look at this smile, man.
Right?
Like, I'm saying it out loud, and I'm just like, damn, we're so lucky to be in this position.
Man, dog, get it together. And you know what, chat family? Listen, this chat family, this Wake Up Woodward family, this Woodward Sports family, it includes everybody, man. You got that Big Sean video?
Oh,
we can have him tell the people what he thinks about Woodward Sports.
What up, though? We with Sean Don. Big Sean, man. What up, though?
What up, though, man?
Hey.
Woodward Sports. Y'all already know what's going on. I remember when y'all first started.
Yes, sir. You support it, man.
Yeah,
You support it.
Walk in anytime, 7 days a week. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. It's wicked awesome.
And it was cool, the interaction with Big Sean. I was told, look, you have a few seconds, because, they be putting some media constraints on things.
Of course.
Yeah. So we got to talk with him. So I was like, all right, cool. Just tell me what you think about us. And he just was like, no, this, that, and the other. And Joey and Stick sent me a video of Big Sean as well, early when Woodward Sports got started, where he was like, yo, congratulations to you guys. Because Stick and Joey, they played big roles in Big Sean's career early on, man. So shout out to those legends. Shout out to those guys. I don't know if we give those guys enough credit for what they do, not just here, but what they've been on the culture scene for a long time. And when Big Sean, when he saw the logo, and we talked and we chatted. And, in the future, maybe we will see one Big Sean here.
I would love to see it. Yeah, Stick and Joey, absolute legends, stand-up guys as well. And we all had a phase when it comes to certain things. And I always appreciate Big Sean because I took a lot of L's in college. I had a lot of nights where I'd go out, I'd strike out, I'd be hungover the next day, and then I'd get up and I'd be feeling down on myself. I'd be with my friends and my roommates, and I would play Bounce Back on the radio because you know what?
Damn right.
Last night took an L, but tonight I bounce back.
Hey.
I didn't always bounce back, but the inspiration that I got from Big Sean allowed me to at least attempt to bounce back and not just wallow in my sorrows. Because when you go out and you strike out and you're hungover, it's a pretty crappy day the next day.
Yeah.
But didn't always strike out.
It was a good day, man. It was a good day. And I appreciate you guys for, even giving me the time on the platform to talk about this stuff. It was awesome. I got a lot of love. We met some people out there that watch the show and support the network too. So, chat family, I'm telling you guys, if you ever see us, don't be shy to say, what up, though? It means the world to us. We just want to come in here and try and do the best job that we can do for you guys. And that's what I love about this Wake Up Woodward Crew. And, I don't want to deliberate anymore. Let's get into the next segment. I know we got to pay a few bills, and we will get the people what they want. It is what's trending.
First, we got to tell them about 1800 and Soroki.
1800 and Soroki.
That sounds like a pairing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually enjoyed that pairing at the last watch party, and I will be enjoying it in future.
It sounds like a Ludacris album.
It does, doesn't it? Anywho, 1800 tequila. Myself, Neil Rule, Justin Satawa all took a shot on air, and don't let my pain face fool you. It was smooth. I just make a pain face all the time because I'm a little bit of a bitch when it comes to liquor. I'll admit it. 1800 Tequila, official tequila of Woodward Sports, Lions watch parties, and post-game show. Join 1800 Tequila and Woodward Sports every Lions game live at Hayes Social in Shelby Township, and celebrate the wins with smooth 1800 Tequila, proud sponsor of your Detroit Lions. 1800 Tequila, the best taste in tequila. Drink responsibly.
1800 and Soroki's? That's a good mix.
It is.
I don't think you complain about that, but Soroki's now has a new limited time offer just in time for this football season. Soroki's is debuting their fresh signature flavored wings. Grab your friends, order a New York style pizza and some fresh wings for your games this weekend. Try one of their 7 different flavors that you can see up there on screen. Compare it with the 1800 as well too. You can't go wrong. Check them out online and order online as well at Sorokis.com.
Braylon Edwards here, Premier Pet Supply. Man, just looking around. Who's got it better than pets? Come on, a baby stroller for Coda? A chef for Lola? Really? You don't have to tell me who the real boss here is. Who's got it better than pets? Nobody, especially here at Premier Pet Supply. For over 30 years and more than 13 locations, Premier Pet Supplies has everything that your pet can dream of, and guess what? It's all under one roof. Premier Pet Supply, family owned, operated, and proud to call Metro Detroit home. Check out premierpetsupply.com or scan the QR code today. Who's got it better than pets?
Nobody! A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
Walk into any Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men today. Open 7 days a week. Sit back, relax, and enjoy precision haircut, scalp massage, hot leather neck shave, and hot towel treatment from one of our talented stylists. Step up your game this season and take advantage of our $20 haircut special. Scan the QR code and get your coupon today. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, the ultimate haircut experience. Open 7 days a week. Walk-ins always welcome. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, it's wicked awesome.
Dreaming of a new home but feeling the financial pinch? Mark White & Associates, your trusted real estate experts, are here to help. Mark White and his team will pay up to $5,000 of your closing costs. That's right, I said $5,000. Call Mark White & Associates today at 248-290-8242. or visit them at markwhitesales.com. Again, call Mark White today at 248-290-8242 to make your dreams come true.
Hey, what up, though, people? And we are back. I'm about to tell y'all to hit the like button.
Yeah.
Jay Cruising, I licked the like button.
Yeah.
Like, dog.
Oh, wow.
Hey, listen, whatever you got to do to make that like button feel good, do you. No judgment from me. Shout out Planet Fitness, Jay
Make sure you
Cruising.
clean up afterwards.
Phil, he says Broder is responsible for the Tigers' turnaround.
Well, thank you, Phil.
That's right. I can support that agenda.
He's been the most positive, for sure.
Hey, well, you know what? Let's spark up JB Smooth. Word to Dispo.
Let's do
it's
it.
Morning show. Wake and bake, right?
Now it's time for the most electrifying segment on the internet. Bum, bum, bum. It's What's Trending with JB. Live on Wake Up Woodward.
He is Jay Bizzo.
Let's rock.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? I gotta tell you this because Broder, unfortunately, the Shohei Ohtani ball has made it to the Golden Company.
Oh.
Damn.
Yes. They now have the ball.
Damn.
And we'll be auctioning it off starting tomorrow. Now, does anyone want to take a guess at how much the starting bid is actually worth for this ball?
$15 million.
15 million. Good Lord.
Starting bid, is it $500,000?
Actually, you're right on the money. It is $500,000
let's go.
to start this ball right here. So, if you got the money for it, go right ahead and try and bid on it. But honestly, starting at $500,000, I don't expect you to get this.
In newsflash, it ain't gonna be $500,000.
Yes,
So-
it will not. It could be $5 million. Just saying. Just so you know.
Make sure
that.
you bring a little extra in that bag.
Exactly. So, it's there over at the Golden Company right now, so you can go and take a look at it. There's also a couple other collections that they have from Shohei Ohtani as well too. I believe is jersey and the fractured Topps card as well too is on there as well, so you can go check that out.
I wonder how much they paid the guy that had the ball, because it was a fan that had that ball at first, right?
Yeah, it was a fan that had the ball, and I believe he gets some of the money. Like it's probably like a 50-50 kind of trade, or 75-25, something like that with the Golden Company. But
yeah, they're probably consigning it for him, where they get 10 or 15% of the final stake.
But he's going to get a lot more than he would have on his own.
Exactly. Exactly. In their platform.
And I think the team offered him, what was that? I think I sent it to you. What was the leak or the rumor? Like 300,000, I think?
Yeah, it wasn't a lot.
Y'all the Dodgers, you got to come better than $300,000. So I'm just saying.
We talk about these and we ponder these questions all the time. If you found yourself with this one piece of unmovable merchandise, memorabilia, would you get rid of it? What's that price? This guy's definitely found a good price.
Also, actually,
Yes.
Art Vandelay brings up a great point. Like, what if he gets to 60-60? Or there's a better milestone even this season? And he said 55-55. Might have to get to 60-60. But nonetheless, stuff like this is rarely going to happen. It might not ever happen again.
Yeah, so you might want to jump on an opportunity while you can if you got the money for it.
Make your
Just
money.
Saying. Just saying. But you know what? I got to talk about these Detroit Lions because, you know what? I think they're inspiring other teams, probably in high school as well, too. The hook and ladder, baby.
Nice.
The hook and ladder.
Coach Drew. I love it. I love
So,
plays like
word on the street is that they named that play after the Talladega Nights, the shake and bake. That's word on the street. That's what they named that play when they did it. So,
All right.
That's unreal, though.
shake and bake.
That's kind of nice, though. But, hey, like I said, the Lions are actually inspiring other teams to, you know,
Yeah,
do the hook
pro
and ladder.
teams,
It's kind of cool.
high school teams. Remember when the 49ers were talking about it?
Oh, yeah. Hey,
Flea flicker to the tight end, right?
What can I say? Like, we're inspiring other people out here. What can you say? Oh, I got to tell you guys about this. Oh, hold on, wait.
Lions, the leaders in the
call.
best, huh?
Hold on.
Uh-oh.
Jake from State Farm?
What's going on?
Man, you won't believe this.
Oh,
What?
shit.
Oh,
That is a lot of deer.
what?
Fuck.
What in the name of Final Destination, bro?
Final
Tell me this don't
Destination.
look like Final Destination movie.
Hold on, bro. Why is my man tapping the brakes like that? You see his brake light? He's just tapping the brakes.
He's just tapping it.
Oh,
Bro, just
shit.
stop.
Yeah, just hard stop on that, man. It's okay, but yeah, that is it.
Man, that was a
I don't even know where you're
heck
at.
of a leap by that deer there.
Yeah, man.
Oh my god.
Put these deer in the Olympics.
Oh, dog, that last deer, that was the guy who tried to jump over the car the other day and dunk.
Oh,
Jesus, man.
I don't understand where these
He's
deer
no Blake
came
Griffin.
from, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even want to be anywhere out and about where there are deer
And
like
those
this
aren't even
anywhere.
like Bambi's, bro.
No, them
know,
the big deers. The big family deers. And it's somebody that has almost hit a gear. That is some scary shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, you
Really?
do not.
Yeah.
They will get up and walk off and your car will be totaled. Just being real.
Scary.
That's something you don't take into account when you're young and you watch these movies like Tommy Boy or whatever when they're all sad that they hit a deer. It's usually the car that
Yeah.
gets like the worst of it.
For
All right,
real.
We're being corrected
Not
in
the
the chat. Everyone's letting us know that they are elk.
Oh.
Oh,
All
That's
right.
even worse. Okay.
see, exactly. That's
All right.
even worse.
Shout out to my hunters out there. There's clearly a lot of hunters in the chat. So,
That's a heck
State
of
of
a
Michigan, man.
yeah, man.
I don't even want to be near that at all. But damn.
Art Vandelay, those are all the sole bandwagon fans after Goff throws a pick.
Right. Going back across the street.
Damn. Oh, damn. All right, I will end what's trending with this. Oh, man, you look kind of nervous, but I think you'll make it.
His shirt says, nope, this is going bad already.
Oh no.
Come
It's
on.
going bad already.
What are we about to see?
No, dog. No. No.
Oh.
Bro, you know you wasn't going to make it.
He was close,
Look
man.
at your body type, dog.
Come on.
You wasn't going to
Close
make
to
it,
what?
dog.
Decapitation? God.
I ain't trying to shame nobody. There's not an athletic bone in his body.
I was about to say,
It's just like,
what?
come on, dog.
He almost had it.
His shirt just says nope. Like,
Oh, my man. He swung the arms. You can see him start the momentum, and it's nowhere.
the fact
Like-
that he has so much room for error too. Like, it is so easy to jump in the pool that big. And somehow he missed
This guy
it.
is defying physics, bro. He
It
gears up like you're about to see him really launch, and then look,
Holy
just
shit.
nothing.
No, it is nothing.
There's nothing.
There's so
That's
much
what I'm saying.
space. He could have easily hit. Any one of us could have easily got that pool.
Jump just like an inch higher.
Just
bro.
move to the right a little bit. That's all you gotta do.
You know what? Get better friends, bro.
It was over for dog.
You can kind of hear the friends in the background, and you can tell he's the one that they convinced to do these.
Yeah,
things.
they pick
All
on
the
him
They
for
time.
picked on him to do this.
Just say no, bro. It's okay.
Got a nope shirt on, KG fan.
You knew it was gonna be bad instantly, bro. Instantly.
Hey, I was hoping for better for him, but I guess it didn't really work out. But
Nah.
that's it for what's trending, you
He
guys.
looked like a whale. Ain't no way you was gonna get better for him.
pool is so big, bro. How do we see so many of these things of people missing pools? I don't get it, dog. Oh goodness. You know what? We got the mailbag segment, Feldman mailbag segment on the way, so definitely get your mailbag questions in the chat.
Yes.
Let's hear from him.
Absolutely. Since 1996, Feldman Automotive has been driven to provide a fast, convenient, and first-class car buying experience called the Feldman Advantage. With 18 locations, there's a Feldman dealership in your backyard. Visit FeldmanAuto.com to find the location nearest you. Feldman Chevrolet, Detroit's #1 Chevy dealer.
Herb Nash, I think you're wrong. That is not a Dan Campbell type of guy, man. Not at all. But hey, it's time
committed.
for the
Right? Come on.
And yeah, I got titties too. That's why I can talk about them. Shout out Super Saiyan Lions. Yeah. My titties smaller than his though. I got A cups. Leave me alone.
Oh my gosh. Philippines on demand said, "Be nice, guys." Yeah, dog, this is epic. But hey, get your mailbag questions in. It's now time for the Wake Up Woodward mailbag segment. Let's rock.
Tony D. Feldman mailbag. Now that gambling is embedded in baseball and other sports, should the MLB commissioner consider lifting the ban on Pete Rose?
Ooh.
Albeit looking like hypocrites, he says.
I mean, I think they should all get in the Hall of Fame. I mean, I hate to be that person because there's different circumstances for everybody, but, you know, Pete Rose, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire. I mean, just get it out of the way now. Just do it.
Feldman mailbag. If you're Sharon Moore and Dave Portnoy, this is from Mason Leach, by the way. Feldman mailbag. If you're Sharon Moore and Dave Portnoy, which potential future transfer portal QB are you targeting to come to Ann Arbor?
I think I saw him put something in the chat. I don't know if we've confirmed it, but that Dave Portnoy said he would put up some bread
That's
for
what
a
he
transfer
said.
portal quarterback.
Yeah, I haven't checked or confirmed, so I'm just going to read the question. Hypothetically, he's going to offer $3 million to a future quarterback.
God, that's tough because you never know the situations. I would just say that
Michigan does things so different.
if they were to do it, it would have been better for them to do it this year when this was clearly a year where you're probably going to have a bridge situation because next year Jaden Davis will have a year, whether it's redshirt or whether he plays under his belt. So I can't exactly say who I would want to get right now.
I agree with you with that, and I know that I guess the plan is to have Jaden not play at all this year and just play next year. So it's like, you're right. They should have had this thing figured out in the summer, but a lot of us believed that Alex Orji would be able to at least pass for 100 yards and scheme something up with his legs.
I was told he was a good quarterback.
Right. Don't worry. Braylon said 140 this week.
I'm holding on to hope.
Yeah, okay. He said 140 this week.
Already know. I was like,
look at
thank you, Braylon.
Okay.
Look at Flannel's like, nah, bro.
I said nah, too.
If Michigan has to worry about losing anybody, if I'm Samaj Morgan, I'm not saying that he should. I'm saying, what the hell is this? I like W's if I'm Samaj Morgan, but Tyler Morris, I'm just saying. I'm just saying, you're not going to get too many. You're not going to get too many targets.
Expect another 40-yard game from this man. Just saying.
Mason Leach, stop, man. Don't say that. But what if Jaden Davis isn't ready next year either? Stop.
No, I
he
get
has
it.
no choice.
I get it. My point in all of that is that it's really. If you want me to say that they should go after that UNLV kid who just left, Matthew Sluka, fine. Although, I kind of think he's a douche.
He might be a douche. Can he win games for you?
Jaden has to be ready.
That's all I give a fuck about.
I don't even want to think about that. He has to be ready.
Hey, Megan Hind, Rail, oh my God. Dude, it's not going to happen
It's
because
not
I think he's
gonna
going to get
happen.
Nebraska forever, but if Michigan got Dylan Raiola.
The clone of Patrick Mahomes.
I mean, it's like porn to me. Yes.
Quick draw McGraw over there. My boy JB.
And I'm not even saying, well, actually, I do have a bias, but Dylan Raiola's damn good. He's fun to watch. I really wish
I wonder why.
He's good, man. I wish they would have pulled out that win against Illinois. I was devastated.
Yeah, Charles McClain, Feldman mailbag. Can you see Jackson Jobe as a closer next year just to get his feet wet? And I'll piggyback at that with Jeremiah Byers' Feldman mailbag question. How many times do you think the Tigers will use Jobe after yesterday's 1-2-3 inning?
First question, no. I think he's going to be in the rotation next year. Second question, that outing was really nice. 9 pitches, 1 hit allowed. You saw the fastball, you saw the cutter, you saw the changeup. The fastball hit 99. That's amazing, and you love to see it. It was a low leverage situation, though. They did have a 6-run lead. So as far as how they're going to use him, That's a great question. I think one high leverage situation in the playoffs, you'll see Jackson Jobe, at least.
Yeah.
One per series, depending on how far they go.
14 Grit says Jobe will be a starter. Tigers need starters. What's your perspective?
Yeah, he's going to be a starter.
Yeah,
That's
next
the
year.
plan. And whether he starts with the big leagues next year, which I don't think he will, he'll be up next year. This is just a great opportunity for him to get his feet wet. And the moments, it was incredible last night, seeing Comerica Park go wild for him coming in. Bally didn't cut to a commercial during his warm-up. You just got to experience that all if you were at home. He's a starter, though. I mean, he's like projected to be ace of the staff, ace of Major League Baseball staff, Cy Young contender type starting pitcher. He's a starter. He's too good. He's too good. How about this? Alan W. Feldman mailbag. He had a good game yesterday, but has Torque done anything to show you he's progressed as a batter?
I want to hear from KG as well.
No, not completely. Like he's done well since he's been back up for the most part. Like Sam pointed out, his 700 OPS since being back up. He just still has some inconsistencies that I'm not really vibing with. Just the fact that he's getting better at making adjustments. So I think he's done enough to maybe warrant him being on the roster next year. But just long term, I don't necessarily know how it will go with Torque, especially seeing that he was a 1-1 guy and he was supposed to be like your star, power hitter for this lineup.
I was going to say he's gotten better. That goes without saying.
Yeah.
I think his approach at the plate, the strike zone discipline has gotten better. However, I've never seen somebody who can punish a mistake like Torque did also have so many at-bats where you're like, what the F are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And in high-leverage situations, usually he doesn't come through. However, I'm not closing the book on Torque just yet. A lot depends on how he finishes the season and how he performs in the playoffs.
Factual. All right, last one. Ed O'Neill, Feldman mailbag. Goff runs for a touchdown to secure the Lions' first Super Bowl. It. And he throws it in the stands. You catch the ball. Do you keep it or sell it or give it back to the Lions for lifetime tickets?
Lifetime tickets. That's tough.
Lifetime tickets made this different.
Where are the tickets located? Because if it's 300s, kiss my ass.
50-yard line in the hundreds.
Oh my gosh!
Seats. How about?
I might do the lifetime tickets.
I got to do the lifetime tickets because to know that football as well, every time I go to that stadium or wherever they decide to have that ball enshrined, it's like, you know what, you're a part of that history and you get to be at every single Lions game at home.
Or Roger Goodell, shell out the bag. What's up? I know you want it in Canton if the Lions win the Super Bowl. Yeah. I know you want that ball in Canton, so I'm just saying.
I mean, I could play a little 4D chess with the lifetime tickets because there's no way that if you're somebody who has a job, who has a family, has a busy life, is going to be able to make every single home game.
Yeah.
You can sell some of those tickets.
You can.
You're going to get a pretty hefty price if you need not go to that game. So.
Or Roger and Sheila can give up the bag. Yeah, I was just saying.
Fine by me
what
too.
What you doing there, Flannel Sam?
Yes.
Cooking over there.
I will also accept 4 trucks as payment. So
4 trucks as payment.
Just saying, Sheila, just in case you're watching.
Oh man.
Also, side note as well too. It has been confirmed. Dave Portnoy has put it out on wax that he is willing to shell out money every year, given now that NIL is a thing, for Michigan to find a quarterback. So it's up to $3 million right now. As
yet another
donor put out there.
I'll tell you what, maybe some people disagree with me, but I actually like the fact that guy's on our side.
Oh, yeah.
Dave Portnoy's the man. He's savvy. I know that he goes a little bit overboard sometimes with like...
Sometimes.
But, hey, he was more like me than like you, KG, after the win. I'll just say that. Sometimes you just got to wild out a little bit. Sometimes
I understand.
Dave Portnoy, I think he was a little disrespectful to USC, but you know what? That's all well and good. Just glad that man's on our side.
You said it, the overboard. And in a situation like this where we know that University of Michigan, they just do things differently. They usually are late to the party on things like this. They try and just prove it to be the Michigan way will win. Our academic standards. We're not going to pay people. We're not going to... Listen, in the era of the NIL, I am hoping that if you have a guy like Dave Portnoy and other donors who can help make a difference in the program, and you say you care about the lives of these student athletes, let these donors do what they got to do, man.
Yep.
We probably would have had a quarterback. But I think that's a show. Let's get this chest pass going. Hey, man, Flannel, puts the pass right in the pocket. That's a swish, man. I'm telling you guys, assist to Flannel. It's been Wake Up Woodward Chat family. We appreciate you guys for choosing to kick off your day with Wake Up Woodward, and it's been an awesome time. Shout out to that dude Justin and intern Chase for crushing their duties for the WUW Crew, and our credentialed Tigers reporter and writer for the network, that is Mr. Matthew Broder. Fire segment today, man. With the Neil stuff, you had me fired up, bro.
I love it. Tigers got a game at 110. Let's go get it.
Watch party.
Yes, sir.
Hey, shout out to the vet of the network and in the squad. That is Flannel Sam. You brought the heat today, man. Early rants. Tigers energy, man. Tigers fever.
I love to see it. And the fact that we got ourselves a 110 first pitch. We got ourselves a watch party here at the studios. I always dream for times like these.
Definitely. I know, elite, wonderful, stupendous, great, marvelous. I'm talking about
Keep
great
going.
at what they do. The elite.
Keep going.
These guys ain't nobody better than these dudes. I'm talking about they already got that Detroit grit. These guys ain't never stop, man. It's around the clock. Detroit's number one draft pick in the sound booth. It is KG, aka Black Hollywood.
My dog. The week is almost out. The Tigers can clinch tomorrow, man. I am looking forward to what the weekend holds. Shout out to everybody. Make sure y'all tapped in for that watch party. 1 o'clock, baby. We going in, man. Can't wait.
Hey, let's rock. Shout out to Woodward Sports' MVP. That is JB Smooth in the TD booth. Cooking up today, brother.
I mean, I try to. I say trying to.
Did you just say bye?
No.
I heard that, right?
Yeah, man.
I didn't know such thing. I have no idea what you're talking about over there. But another great show from you guys. As KG said, it's almost Friday, almost a weekend. And I got to give another shout out to Caitlin Clark. Once again, amazing rookie season. And also Diana Taurasi as well, too. An amazing career as she retires after the loss yesterday. But hey, what can I say? It's been an amazing career for her as well. Put some respect on her name. And stay tapped into that watch party
Tell
today.
Maz that.
Hey, tune in to the watch party. I'm telling you guys, it's going to be electric. These Tigers, they're just doing something beyond special, beyond magical, beyond logic. And we just want to be there in the vibe and in the wave. So tap in. 1 o'clock, we are going live with the watch party. It's your boy Brandon Den, a.k.a. Detroit Kool-Aid, your credential Pistons reporter and writer for the network, and it's been a great show. If you haven't gotten the opportunity to, chat family, go on ahead and run these likes up, man. Run the likes up. Let's rock. It's been a day, and you guys have a blessed one. Let's go.